Lads.
Lads, ladies and gentlemen, blades. It is Leeds United against Sheffield United, a Yorkshire derby, bragging rights, possibly. I know, with the mighty red and white Wizards likely going down, it's very hard to get on a high horse of bragging rights, even if we do win this game. I still want to win this game. Let's not get it twisted. I also want to welcome in Nick Wiley, your man and mine, known also as In Good Nick, who is going to be joining me for this stream for today.
Hey, I was dancing for ages and you weren't bringing me in.
No, I was watching the dancing off screen because I can see that down below for those that don't know how this works. And I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Nick, speak me some words.
I'll give you a few words, but I'm still sharing the video in every Facebook group possibly to get as many people in for this one because we need the support.
Well, let me just update you on where we are. So while Nick's doing that, I'm just going to say to you now, help us get to 12,000. We are so close with subscribers to the channel. So for the best Sheffield United fan content, by Nick and Hal, subscribe to the Sheffield United Way YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on Twitter or Facebook, please do take a moment to subscribe to the Sheffield United Way YouTube channel. You just need a Gmail account. It's free. There's podcasts with former and coming soon current professional footballers. Fans forums. We've got a huge guest coming on a fans forum very soon. So enormous and so exciting that we can't actually say who it is at this stage. But just know, you will want to watch it. And we're going to make that only subscribers. Also, watch-alongs like you're watching now. So do subscribe. It is free, and we would absolutely love to see you there for more of these and some of the other things that we do. It'd be great to see some new names in there. So thank you very much if you've taken the time to do that. Of course, today we do have Leeds United against Sheffield United. Let's look, first of all, at the red and white Wizards, how we line up for this one rather than Leeds, because our interest is only going to be mildly on the fact that we're playing someone else. We only really care about ourselves. In fact, Nick and I, we say this all the time. We don't really watch other teams to know who the good players are from other teams. But Nick, just having a look at how we line up today, it's unchanged. And I think that's a bit of a surprise, particularly up top.
I think the biggest surprise is that Bobby got Baldock and Bogle right, and the Sheffield United Football Club social media team couldn't even do that, could they? So.
This is the same Sheffield United social media team that have been, I think, fantastic for several years and really recently not been quite on their game. No,
but like you say, they are really, really good, aren't they? So we'll cut them a little bit of slack recently. I don't know what. I'm not happy about the strike force because I want to see a bit more pace up top, but at the same time, I can understand why they did it, and I got that bit right. And you got the Bogle Bulldog bit right. So It's a bit of a weird team. It's not what we expected, but together, I think we've kind of pieced the correct team together.
Yeah, it's interesting that Ampadu, he hasn't been unfit. He hasn't been particularly out of form. He's actually been playing better in the latter half of the season to certainly how he started. It's weird that he goes onto the bench and Stevens, who really isn't a left centre-back, continues.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a really, really weird one today because we've got the players on the bench that could go into those positions. Fair enough, Egan. It's always weird seeing Egan on the bench because if Egan is fit, Egan plays every day of the week. But obviously, he's not quite fit, not quite there. I'd even rather see Egan play where Stevens or Baldock's playing just to have him on the pitch. But if he's not fully fit, I understand that. I just think it's a bit weird that he's on the bench.
Yeah, I agree. I always say this, by the way. If you're not fully fit, you shouldn't be on the bench because if you can be on the bench, you can start the game.
Yeah, I know. And Wilder, I think in recent kind of weeks before the leaving of the club, he put more players on the bench to show that we weren't totally kind of depleted. I think a lot. I saw recently Wilder said, I had to put as many players on the bench just to make it look like we were stronger than what we were. So maybe that's something that Hecky's gone with. But there's a lot of talent on the bench, actually.
There is, and I love seeing Ndiaye on there, but there was a part of me that hoped that he would replace Lundstrom today. What did you think about that as a possibility, Nick?
I actually would have rather have seen Zach Brunt on the right-hand side, if being completely honest. But at the same time, I think they're all looking pretty good. Hopefully they can do the step up next season. But I'd like to see Ndiaye come on at some point in this game today. We've got a lot of young players on that bench. And in recent times, a lot of fans of other teams think that we've got a really, really old squad, when actually we don't really do it. We've got a lot of youngsters, a lot of young talent, and we've got an odd few. Like, most of them are under 30, which is obviously what you want. Obviously, McGoldrick, I think he's the only one today that's above 30 years older than Jags. So, yeah, it's a young squad. Hopefully we can get something from the game today. Let's just not get embarrassed.
Yeah, on paper we can't. Leeds should win this game. We have so many injuries. We're decimated by injuries. You'd arguably say of our first choice 11, there's 4, maybe 5 players out. And by out, I also mean out of position. Baldock and Stevens are, well, ostensibly they started their careers as right backs and left backs. They're not centre backs. Yeah. It's just ridiculous that we're trying to go away at Elland Road and get a result with the kind of patched up makeshift team, low on confidence, who've just lost their mentor. It's silly. If I wasn't a Sheffield United fan, I'd say we've got absolutely no chance. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from as well. That's one of the things I'm always fascinated by. I love seeing Blades from around the globe. And let's have a look at the Leeds United starting 11. Nick, how do you pronounce the goalkeeper's name?
Meslier.
It's definitely not Meslier.
Go on then.
I think it's Melia.
No one's ever said it that way. Let's put it that way.
I have.
I love how you said, how do you pronounce it? That's not how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
You might as well have just said it yourself.
Well, whatever you said, I was going to go the opposite of. So Ayling, Llorente, Cooper, Billy Sharp's best buddy. Alioski, the Leeds fans are not fond of Alioski at the moment. Rumours he could be going to Galatasaray when his season is over. Phillips, who I thought might miss out because of the fact that he played both England games. Dallas, Harrison, Roberts, Bamford, and I've saved the best till last. Rafinha, he's good, isn't he?
Nah, he's rubbish.
Okay, fair enough. So if anyone knows, Melia without the S, that's what I said. Chris, thank you very much.
I've just not heard it said that way by anyone.
Melier. Oh, Melier. Right. Excellent. Wrong. I think we've now learnt quite a lot about Leeds United. What we're going to do is we're going to have a quick quiz. But before that, Nick usually challenges me each match day to come up with what Watchalong, which is, of course, what you're glued to right now, what Watchalong the letters could actually stand for. Nick usually challenges me on the spot, and I'm welcoming those. Nick, I thought we'd throw it to you today.
I've done one. And I have already pre-written it, so not as good as you, Hal. Can't do it on the spot. But it's kind of already messed up because the one player that it's all based around is on the bench.
Oh, for United or for Leeds?
For United. So,
okay.
W is for Wilderless. A is for a last-minute winner by Ampadu. T is time wasting after Ampadu's winner. C is for crying that Leeds fans will be doing after the game. H is for Heckingbottom, our Lord, our Saviour. A is for Aaron Ramsdale, who's going to have the game of his life. L is for living on the edge, as we'll have lots of defending to do in large parts today. O is for, another free kick that we've given away, which is inevitable.
Yep.
N is for never say die. However, G is for gone, because despite the result today, we're going to get relegated.
Well, it ended on a high. I actually thought She thought that was very good. Excellent work, Watchalong. If you ever wondered what it stood for, you now know. Quick reminder, help us get to 12K. We're about 30 away. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. We do have a quiz, a Leeds and Sheffield United quiz to get to. But before that, I do want to welcome in Mike Moran. Mike, hello.
Gents, lads. How are you both?
Hey. Good,
Great
thanks,
to see you.
I was checking out the channel earlier. It's very good, gents. It's an honour to be invited on before this big game today.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. You, of course, a Leeds United season ticket holder for a number of seasons. You are wearing, in my mind, one of the worst Leeds shirts that has ever been produced.
It's probably the best, I think, Hal. I think this is probably the nicer one this season.
We've both gone and done that, haven't we, Mike? You've got to get it
of course
done.
we have. While we're still here, right? Because you never know how long it's going to last.
It's so true. And we really, really know the feeling.
Definitely.
So what are your feelings towards Sheffield United for you personally, Mike? When you hear the name Sheffield United, do you instantly think, oh, I hate them, Yorkshire rivals, or are you fairly ambivalent?
Ever since that season in the Championship 3 years ago, it was a real blood boiler. Whenever I heard UTB, hashtag UTB anywhere, used to turn my stomach at times. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's a love-hate relationship, right? You like each other because we've been close rivals in the past. So, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one today. Shame there isn't more to play for in today's game. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, a few Leeds fans have said that to now, haven't they? But hashtag UTB is nowhere near as bad as hashtag ALAW.
I don't mind that one. I dislike MOT because, of course, it just reminds everyone that they've got to go and get the car sorted at some point.
Oh, I see that one all the time. I see people saying, why do people put hashtag MOT? It was marching on together, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, that badge, that awful badge that came out.
Oh, God,
yeah. Looking forward to the game, though, today. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Everyone's had a bit of a break, haven't they, due to the international break? So it'd be interesting to see, are the lads playing for Heckingbottom and coming out of the traps to try and get a result today? So derby games always get people up for it, don't they?
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. So this season, Mike, do you think that? Well, were you expecting it to be as good as what it is for you guys?
Not quite as good as this. I'll be honest. Survival was always, and still is just the aim. There's a lot of Leeds fans talking up top 10 at one point, and I'm not sure that was ever a reality. I think for me, there's been a few surprises. Patrick Bamford being the biggest surprise. A couple of seasons ago, I would have quite happily seen him, walk out the door. And I thought it was strange. Bielsa obviously saw something in him. Week after week, and you're like, why does he continue with this guy? Like the amount of chances he used to miss, but this season, I'm a convert. He's playing brilliantly and scoring some great goals as well.
I've got a big question for you. The goalkeeper for Leeds, not the one that we all are supposed to hate, but the one who's playing. How do you say his name?
Meslier is the way I say it.
Oh, that's what Nick said. Get out.
How did you pronounce it, Hal?
Meslier.
I've heard people say Meslier. I reckon you're probably more. You're probably right. But yeah, on the terraces at Elland Road,
we are English after all, aren't we? So if we're going to do it in the French way, surely we should be French, shouldn't we, Hal?
Yeah.
Bon. Yeah. By the way, Mike, we've got to draw a slight attention to your backdrop, which is incredible. Are you in an amusement arcade?
It looks like it, doesn't it? Right. It is my office, and yeah, it's a bit of a kid's playground, really.
Right.
You got to have nice lighting in here, haven't you, Al?
Yeah, you should get nice lighting in there. Definitely, I agree with that.
Or just some lights would do, right? Just some lights would probably do.
Looks like you're in a human sunbed. But I do have a question for you. If you had to vote for Leeds United's Player of the Season tomorrow, who would be your star of the season?
Oh, that's a tough one, Hal. It's very tough. Bamford scored a lot of goals and been great. Phillips, I think, has been a real surprise. I used to think he went missing in games, and this season you really notice when he's not playing. Really notice when he's not on the pitch. That makes us defensively weak, and it stops our creativity in midfield because people like Elland have to do more defending, and he stops the link-up play with Rafinha. Rafinha, what an amazing buy he's been. Unbelievable, great player. But do you know what? It's probably Patrick Bamford with the goals he's put in. He's the one who's given us the points to get us here. So yeah, I'd probably say Bamford just tips it because it's just so out of the ordinary for him. It's probably going to be his most goal tally in a season ever.
Wow.
Do you think he can do it again next season?
Don't know, Nick. That's I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the seasons in the Championship have hardened him up, and the space that he gets in the Premier League suits him. I hope he can keep it up because do you know when you hear him interviewed, he seems like a thoroughly nice fella.
Not according to Nick. He's not your favourite player, is he, Nick? If anyone saw the match preview yesterday, which
well, you didn't have a clue what I was talking about, did you? Even
so I like him. I like anyone who's got anyone who speaks proper. I got a lot of time for.
I just love the way that like his family is a billionaire, so he doesn't need football, so he breaks the mold on everything, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I do like about him: the fact that he's got no pace, but he's doing really, really well. Because these days, it feels like you need a little bit of pace at least to get kind of be a really good Premier League player. But the fact that he can just stand up top and just put balls in the top corner and he links up play really well as well. I don't dislike him. He was just a bit of a joke last night. But we'll move on to your favourite Leeds versus Sheffield United moment, Mike.
Oh, probably the last game. Bamford scoring 1-0 away. Just after the season before, right? We just knew every week. Like Sheffield United gave us so many chances that season, and we messed it up every single time. We always knew you'd pip us to that second place. So yeah, it was nice.
I wish you'd have told us that at the time because we didn't have a clue that we were going to pick you, Mike. It would have saved us a lot of heartache in that season because it was horrible.
Yeah, it was a horrible season. You beat us when you came to Elland Road, though, didn't you? I remember it was a horrible game.
Did we win that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will never forget Basham arriving. Can I just jump in and say, for anyone watching on Amazon Prime in the UK, we often comment how Sky get our lineups wrong, or the BBC get our lineups wrong, or our own site get our lineups wrong. Amazon have got Ollie Norwood playing in the hole just behind the front two, so that's very exciting to see. I can't wait to see Ollie Norwood operate in that number 10 role, the Totti role.
Talking about pace up top.
Yeah. So we got McGoldrick's pace, we got McBurney's pace, and we got Ollie Norwood's pace. What does Ollie Burke have to do to get in this team? But we'll talk about that later. Mike, Marcelo Bielsa, how much longer do you see him staying with Leeds United?
I hope he stays minimum next season because, as you guys well know at the minute, the second season's always the harder season, right? Everyone's flying that first season back in the Premier League. You guys would never have guessed that this, like last season, that you'd be in this position this season. I think he's one of them characters where he's such a big personality that the day he leaves, he's going to leave a huge void for the players, for the staff, for everyone, just the way he operates and how humble he is. So I hope minimum he stays for the next season because if he was to leave at the end of this season, to fill that gap and go into the difficult second season, it's like the difficult second album, isn't it? The second season of the Premier League.
It is difficult as well. We'll tell you from first-hand experience.
Yeah, definitely. But I think we'll get another season out of him. It all depends after that. It depends how much he gets backed as well. He seems to love it, but it's just weird. He living in Wetherby on his own in a flat, and he just does like really normal things. Like someone saw him the other day going into the Wetherby Whaler for fish and chips when he had a day off.
I learned to swim in Wetherby. Yeah, it's a great part of the world. I've seen the documentaries that have covered Bielsa, like he walks into training, and I used to go and watch Leeds United training. I used to see lots of players in Boston Spa and places like that. I met Pierre Laurent and Tony Yeboah and Gary McAllister. And David Batty used to park at the end of my driveway and watch the motorbikes go past, because David Batty, I don't know if you know, he didn't actually like football.
Yeah, he hated it. Yeah,
he hated it. He was only interested in motorbikes. And I also, when I was getting into refereeing, I refereed his two boys in a game they were playing in. So that's my Leeds connections done and dusted. We won't speak about them ever again.
Nice. What about you, boys? What do you think needs to change next season, going back down into the Championship? Who would you get rid of? Who would you keep?
That's a difficult one. I think it's more about who we're going to keep, as in who we're going to lose, as in someone buying them off us. So we really want to keep Egan. We really want to keep Jack O'Connell. Sanderberger might be difficult to keep hold of, but I think if we can keep the core of the team together, I think we'll be fine. We just need to maybe spice it up up top, because we've really struggled for goals. Obviously, I think we'll bring in an attacking midfielder, like how we got promoted from League One to the Championship and Championship to the Prem, because we've not seen any of that in the Premier League, really. So we'd like to see an attacking midfielder come in and maybe, I don't know, maybe not another striker. We've got way too many of them. What do you think, Hal?
Yeah, agreed with everything you've just said. We don't need to sell. I don't want us to sell anyone. If we keep the core squad and get the injuries back, we will be fine. Also, someone else who's mighty fine is Stuart Davis. Get you $4.99. I mean, there's some slight grammatical errors, but when you give us money, you can write whatever you like. The Turning the Muppets Over and the St. Louis Cardinals. That, by the way, I'll ask you, Nick, what sport do the St. Louis Cardinals play?
The baseball.
It is baseball. Nolan Arenado, arguably their star man. Stuart, you're our star man. Thank you very much. If you would like to be a super subscriber and give us money, that would be great. Nick, do you still want to eat cream eggs after it was revealed on Twitter how much sugar is actually in a cream egg, which is what we spend all this money on for new viewers?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've got quite a few in the house already. So obviously, we got paid quite a bit last month, didn't we, Hal? We've just got them coming out of his ears.
Nick, can you reveal how many views we had last month?
Well, I'm going to say well over 100,000. It was just over 100,000, which is the first time we've hit over 100,000 views since me and Hal have been doing the Sheffield United way. No, since the channel name changed.
Yes, that's true. And the St. Louis Cardinals did used to play NFL as well, so you could have actually had two correct answers there. But let's get some score predictions. Nick, what do you reckon for today?
Oh, are we doing that? Are we doing the score predictions?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go with what you said the other night, Hal. 1-0 Blades. I think that's the only way we can do it. Off someone's backside.
Yeah, or Ethan
Ampadu,
as you put in your watch along.
Yeah, Ethan Ampadu, yeah. Go for it.
Mike, what do you reckon? Score prediction, please.
I think it's going to be 3-1. That's what I'm putting my money.
Sheffield United are going to win 3-1. Oh, decent.
Hey, I'm just delighted. We're going to score 1.
Yeah.
We've got Bobby. Did you hear that? We've got the music lined up. Yeah.
If we get an early goal, I think we'll capitalise on that. But then we have a tendency to then leak at the back, especially from set pieces. Set pieces are going to be Sheffield United's way today, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it could be. Now, Mike, you can stick around for our quiz, which we're going to do now, and we'll see sort of how well you do with this as well. But really, it's all about those watching in the comments. It's just for fun, and it's the first person to get it right. Bobby in the background will bring you up on screen. Who scored a brace when the Blades went to Elland Road, 4th of April, 2005, and won 4-0? I have no doubt at all that Mike will have no idea with this. So, Mike, I don't even mind you having a guess.
Billy Sharp?
It is the wrong answer. So that's the first question. Who scored a brace when the Blades went to Elland Road, 4th of April 2005, and beat Leeds United in their own backyard by 4-0? Johnny with Andy Gray is absolutely correct. You are the first. You are marvellous, and we love you. Second question. In September 1990, Vinnie Jones, the Hollywood actor, signed from Leeds for Sheffield United, but what was the transfer fee?
Are we saying nearest to as well?
I want to get either an exact, or depending on the time, because we're only 5 minutes away from kickoff, when we'll be dropping some game, what the exact transfer figure is would be Brilliant. Mike, again, I think you'll struggle with this one, not because you're an idiot with a small brain, but because it's a really hard question. And I asked Nick and Bobby in the background before, and they thrashed around like dolphins in a court net and didn't get it. So what I've just been watching that Sea Conspiracy thing on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
That was-
1.5 million.
I mean, it's 1990, Mike. With inflation, that's around 40
4
million.
shillings. 4 shillings.
He was a great player.
He was a good player. Is anyone even remotely close? Bobby in the background. Adrian is not a million miles away. It's not a bottle of Brute, although he does do the adverts for that. While people are groping unsuccessfully for this one, I'll just let you know that my new podcast series, Once Upon a Time on the Pitch, is available on all podcast platforms, including an interview with Vinnie Jones talking about Derek French, Dave Bassett, his time at Sheffield United, why he left Leeds, how he's got certain tattoos on his body that he hasn't always shared before, and how he got into the movie business with his next door neighbour being Quentin Tarantino in Hollywood. And he has done a film with Tarantino, which he shared with me. So you can listen to that, Once Upon a Time on the Pitch. It is free. Please give it a 5-star rating. The correct answer is, Nick?
700,000.
It is 700,000 pounds. Yes. So Adrian, the
Absolute
closest.
bargain.
A real bargain. Guess the player from his career stats. So Bobby in the background is going to give you what you can now see. There we go. We do that every time.
We always do
heads.
that wrong.
We bump heads each time. So who is this? Someone who played for the mighty Red and White Wizards on loan and also for Leeds on loan. So again, a really difficult one that I have plucked out of obscurity. The first person to get this one right, and I do think you'll struggle with this one because it isn't that obvious, we will put on screen. Again, Mike, I'll give you the chance to guess.
No idea, Hal.
Excellent, excellent. No, it is really hard, to be fair. This is not an easy one, hence why we've not got a lot coming up at the moment. Except Johnny again, who may have seen all these questions beforehand. And our final question, Sheffield United versus Leeds, the 6th of April, 1993, a 2-1 win for the Blades. Who scored our winner? 1993, 2-1 win for the Blades. Who scored our winner? Ours being Sheffield United. Mike, you can guess this one as well, because again, I don't think that'd be too unfair.
I've got absolutely no idea, Hal.
You're not even going to give me a player.
Billy Sharp.
It's not Billy Sharp.
Billy Sharp.
Because he'd have been, how old would he have been? He'd have been 8, wouldn't he?
8.
Carl is correct. And
Brian?
you didn't even need to guess it. Is Brian Dean. Well done. A really difficult quiz, I think, for each and every one of you today. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Burrows as well, who's joined us in the chat, and also Joachim as well. And also Danny, big shouts to you, and Joseph and Chris. Thanks to each and every one of you that's been joining us pre-game. We are nearly ready for kickoff. Mike, I want to just thank you as well for joining us. Love the setup. You really spoke well, and I think you were a credit to your club.
It's been a pleasure, gents. Best of luck for the game, and best of luck for next season.
We're going to need the last bit. Actually, we're going to need both, let's be honest. Thank you, Mike.
All right, take it easy. Bye, everyone.
See you soon,
Top man. Absolutely brilliant getting Mike on. So Marcelo Bielsa.
Big fan of Mike.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy. Marcelo Bielsa has said it is too soon to judge Paul Heckingbottom and the changes he will implement at Sheffield United, which I thought was an interesting way of him saying, I've only been able to watch 2 games, of course, because he's very, very studious, isn't he, Bielsa, Nick, in his preparation.
Yeah, I don't think... Some people saying, why have we given Heckingbottom the job? He's had 2 games, mate. It's fair enough. The first game was a write-off. It was always going to be a write-off, 5-0 defeat against Leicester. But they came back so well in that second half against Chelsea, and it's given us a little bit of something to go into this game with, because, let's be honest, backs are going to be against the walls for a large part of this game today, because Leeds have played well in parts, played exceptionally well in large parts of this season. So you never know what the score could be today, but hopefully Hecky sets them up in a way where we're not going to concede too many goals today.
Yep. Shouts to Jonas watching in Brisbane. Shouts to Alistair as well. Good to hear from you, Tim. Thanks as well, James and Miss MJR side. We've also got to just point out that Leeds have racked up 46 goals in all competitions this season. They play at pace. They create a lot of opportunities and they press the opposition. Nick, you need high tempo and fitness to not only play in this Leeds side, but to match them.
Yeah, and to be honest, mate, I think that's been us the past few seasons, hasn't it? Maybe not as much this season, and that's probably why we're in the position that we are in. But you could say that our lads, I've seen a lot of stats that say that our lads are doing just as much running as last season. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a difficult one to put your finger on, really, other than injuries.
Did you see that when he was with United, he was the fastest in training at the 40-metre dash?
Yeah, and we just missed you a little bit there, but you were talking about Dean Henderson, weren't you, being the fastest?
Yeah, he said he was the fastest of the 40-metre dash when he was with United. That's incredible, isn't it?
It is, and I'm trying to think how many of the players around that time would have been quick as well. I can't think of many, but he said ever. Now, I'm sorry, but there must have been quicker lads over 40 metres than Dean Henderson ever.
I just can't believe it either, but he's very confident, isn't he, Dean Henderson? That's one thing.
He's always confident. Yeah.
Also, I want to point out, Statsman Adam, please do give Adam Wilson a follow on Twitter because he is our official Statsman. That's at AdamBlade83 because he was born in 1983. At AdamBlade83. Now, he has done a question today, which is brilliant. It is the 46 players that have played for both Sheffield United and Leeds. It is fiendishly difficult, but if you want to have a go at that, perhaps at half-time, give Adam a follow and answer his question on his Twitter account. It is just superb.
It is superb. Love that. We've seen that list, haven't we? And I've got so many.
Can I give one away? That Mel Sterland is one that people aren't going to get because that was on when Saturday comes. He played for Sheffield United on there. The rest of them are legit.
He wore a Sheffield United shirt. You could say Pele played for Sheffield United as well because we've seen him.
Would you count? Because he's got Simon Walton in the list.
Right.
I'm not having that one, really.
Why? He did play for us.
He didn't make a first-team appearance for us. Played for us in a friendly, which I went to. Got injured and never made a first-team appearance.
Oh, I thought that he made an appearance really early on in the season, but it must have been before.
I think I'm right on that. Statsman Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they never made a first team appearance for us. So that one I'm not having. Now we've kicked off. Now Nicky, what are you doing?
It's my lighting. My lighting keeps falling down all over the place. So
one thing Nick and I always do when we kick off is we check that we're on exactly the same time, so that hopefully we're not going to be interrupting each other and talking about things that have happened 10 minutes in the past. And also for you, because we don't have a game clock that runs through the game. So we're on exactly 30 seconds.
We've not kicked off yet on mine.
Don't say that.
I'm messing.
I'm messing.
Right. We are on 0-0-40.
Okay, free kick to Leeds on the edge of the box. This is what we don't want to see. This is quite possibly the worst possible start, Nick. Right on the edge of the box. On that right-hand side, you can see the gap over the two-man wall. And I already think this spells tremendous danger. He's gone for that gap, and it is way over the bar. Absolutely no trouble at all. But he's good, isn't he, Rafinha?
Nah, rubbish, mate. He's
one to watch, certainly for today. If you want to put in the comments, your danger man for Leeds United Football Club. Also, just want to mention something. We've got podcasts on our channel with former players. But Nick, some rather exciting news. We won't reveal who they are, but these are the first two players coming up that are still professionals.
Yeah, they are. And I'm glad you didn't give away the name that you were going to say earlier, because who'd have thought we were going to get Axel Smeets on the channel?
He was lovely, though, wasn't he?
He was a great guy, yeah. Really good English.
Didn't even mind me calling him Alex all the way through. Yeah, it was lovely chap. And Davy Gusbrex, I didn't even know he was still playing. But
I know. Andy Campbell in a couple of weeks as well. He's going to be a big one.
And Nicholas Webber. So lots and lots of Blades legends. Because I think the thing is, like, Nick, and I think I'm just going to be honest here, when we get people criticise us for the content we provide, and they say, like, why have you got this guest on? Why haven't you got so-and-so on? And you think, yeah, okay, if we charged you for this, fair play. We'll listen to your criticism. It's free content. All right? If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
I think it's great content. I'm going to be honest. I know it's us, and I know I'm not being very humble, but I think it's great content. I'm going to be honest. I love it. And if I think if I was a fan watching it, I would love it too. So
I think that because
there
of
you
course
go.
I used to watch the channel before I said I say knew you, but I still haven't actually technically met you. So yeah,
True.
I agree. Great content. Now the Blade's actually playing some really nice football in the sun. Didsey trying to find his strike partner McBurney, who takes a very heavy touch there, and Leeds can try and bring it away.
Oh, what a tackle!
Great challenge. And then McBurney makes a very poor decision to have a shot when he's got a man literally less than half a yard away from him and then plays a terrible ball.
Whoa,
So
what is that?
McBurney started poorly, let's be honest, but McGoldrick started really strong and leading the line superbly. Even when his strike partner loses it, McGoldrick went in with that tackle and won it really, really well. Very, very good to see.
Can I just sing the song that just happened? Stevens, Stevens runs down the wing for Sheffield United. He just did it then.
Yeah, it's my favourite player chant that we've got for that. I'm very glad we never really bothered coming up with one for Lundstrom, now of course known as Judas Lundstrom, very much the Neymar of our team. We can only speculate how much Lundstrom asked for, but I'll guess that he was offered a very competitive wage and he wanted ridiculous money. That's what I'll guess.
Yeah, I think we all know that, don't we? Chris Wilder used to look after our money very, very well, and yeah, he won't have. I'm just reading it, Hal. I'm just reading it.
You'll get a little pause in commentary whenever Nick has to read something that's longer than a sentence. Oh, Lundstrom with a really crude challenge. That should be a yellow card. I mean, it'd be quite right if it was, and it is. We're on 4 minutes bang on, and John Lundstrom making a really poor challenge. That's the kind of challenge you make when it's one man who's about to score, and it would be a professional foul in the middle of the pitch when he's not really going anywhere.
He's got a right sunburn as well, hasn't he, old Johnny Lundstrom?
How has he managed to do that? We've had 1 day of sun.
I'll tell you this because we've got to throw it in a really, really safe place. Do you remember when it was the first lockdown and Lundstrom did a video for the Sheffield United Twitter or something, and he was laid back, chest out, and he was like, had his phone there, and he went, "Is Lunny just checking in?" Yeah. I literally just said that about 50 times a day for about a week. My missus was getting so annoyed with me, but it was just typical Lundstrom, and the fact that I bet he got sunburnt quite a few times in that first lockdown. Looking at him right now, how is that either not a foul or a handball?
Yeah, there was a lot
straddling him.
That was exactly what it was. It was international straddling. We've now got Bogle doing really well at finding McBurney, who's then given it to Didsey on the edge of the area. Look to swing a ball across. That's a good bit of play and nearly an own goal with a touch there that's just going to go wide. Rafinha, he knows where his bread is buttered. Of course, secret blade, and trying to put that ball past Melier, which would have been the opening goal on 6 minutes. Lovely link-up play between the strikers and Bogle. Bogle gets forward. He is prime Vas Borbokis.
He is, and that was a great ball from Didsey, wasn't it? He saw Osborne making that overlap and nearly put it on his toe.
Shouts to Adam saying it's not sunburn, it's a red face at how embarrassed Lundstrom is by his performances. You love to see it. Right, corner on that left-hand side from Ollie Norwood. Not a bad one. It's a little bit too far, though, and it'll go over Baldock's head. But, if someone could have got their bonce on that and headed it back across, could have been interesting.
It wouldn't have been Lundstrom, though. He wouldn't have wanted to feel that, would he, on his forehead?
No, not with that sunburn. No, there's our green and yellow wizard manager, Paul Heckingbottom. I'm wearing the green shirt. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of our best away shirts since the yellow and purple.
You haven't paid the electricity bill either, have you, Hal?
Is it dark here?
No, it's just you've got a hoodie on underneath your shirt in your own house.
Absolutely freezing. Yeah, it's Baltic. It's Baltic in leafy Buckinghamshire. And you, of course, are in the delights of the Costa del Sheffield.
I thought you were taking a bit because I got a T-shirt on. I thought you were going to say that we're in like Marbella or something like that.
You can just have that instead. Now Leeds, lovely bit of skill on 7 minutes. And the ball chipped forward, looking for, no one really. That's just going to roll through to Aaron Ramsdale. It's nice, comfortable play, but Rafinha seeing far too much of the ball for my liking. Soft on it. Since I've been down here, Adam, Now Leeds with a chance to get a shot on the edge of the box. It's a good save, and it's parried, but Ramsdale at the second attempt with that shot from Harrison. I think was it Phillips with the initial shot, and Harrison following
Phillips. Yeah, it was Phillips. I don't know what happened though.
Well, it was a poor pass out. Lundstrom dilly-dallied on the ball, gave Phillips a sighter, and he took it. It's 0-0 as things stand. We need to get something on the screen that maybe says that score larger, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think Ramsdale did too badly there, to be honest, because he was well out of his goal. Not his fault. But it just didn't have enough pace on it from Phillips, did it?
No, Phillips might, of course, be fatigued. He played against the mighty San Marino and Poland for England, full 90 for both of those games. Leeds now on the edge of the box, trying to get another shot away, which
what
they
are we
do.
doing?
And again, it's parried. Harrison will try and keep it alive. He's got some real quick feet. Used to play in New York, of course, and he's going to lay the ball back with options now in the box. Leeds have 4 men in there, and Harrison using his skill to jink past, and then it's one back. Quite strong play from Leeds at the moment, with Ayling offering that option. And they will come forward on that right-hand side with Bamford taking a heavy touch, giving Stevens a chance to clear. But it's a clearance anywhere. This is rather than comfortable play. This is very much just get a foot on it and get it anywhere, because now Leeds have started to open us up with the press. And then it's another touch, but a comfortable one from Osborne that time.
It just kind of spun on his head, didn't it? It was like,
he did all right.
Do you remember Curl on the Brazilian seal?
Yes,
back in the day. It was almost a bit like that.
Legend on Football Manager, never really made it. And now a chance for Harrison. Again, he does really well to dig out across. Anyone who wants this can get a touch on it. Leeds appeal for handball. There's no way in a million years that is a handball.
No, but you can bet your bottom dollar that VAR will be looking at it in the background. Even
this game,
is it my, can I just say, is this my TV? Because it looks like Ender Stevens has got a red neck as well, unless they've all been out in the sun yesterday.
They've been in Mike Moran's sunbed room. We'll have a look again and see if there was any chance of a handball. By the way, the game is on Amazon Prime Video. If you've got Amazon Prime in the UK, you can keep up with us. We're on 9 minutes 23. It is 0-0. Sheffield United starting the stronger, but now it's very much Leeds who are coming forward in numbers. And this is what you expect from Leeds. They do swarm forward. That's a lovely little bit of skill to get that ball back. Rafinha seeing so much of it early on. You do not want him to have a lot of time on the ball, nor I would say Phillips. Someone's already had a shot in this game, and referee's going to give a free kick there for a foul on David McGoldrick, and it definitely was by Phillips a bit of a late challenge. Nick, what have you made of the first exchanges on 10?
I was just going to say, just then, you could see the difference between McGoldrick and Lundstrom, because it was the exact same ball, and Phillips came in, nicked it off Lundstrom, didn't nick it off Didsey, because Didsey's got more up there. He knew it was coming, just turned in and went down easy. But yeah, look, just like you said, we started off probably just about the better, and Leeds have come back into it. So it's quite a 50-50 for me at the moment.
Very much so. I think that one goal, of course, whichever it comes first, will be crucial. Leeds could have been given the advantage there, and I think they would have definitely wanted that, as number 9 Patrick Bamford just took that ball away. But it's going to be from that foul from Baldock a free kick. Leeds playing a 4-1-4-1, and we had thought that they might play 3 at the back, because they did last time, and they often do when they're facing 2 up top. But I think realistically, they probably looked at our lineup today, saw McBurney and McGoldrick, and said they're only really playing 1 up top.
And I've heard a few Leeds fans say it's a waste us playing 2 up top, because they're going to have a lot of the ball. So I reckon McGoldrick's going to kind of drop back and kind of try sometimes to make it a 4 in that midfield.
Yeah. Stuart Dallas managing to get the ball forward, and here's a chance for Leeds. It's a really early good chance. It should be a goal. It is a goal. It's a tap-in. It's an absolute tap-in. It's far too easy. It's Harrison, number 22, who applauds the pass, and on 12 minutes, Leeds United have the lead. We said the first goal was going to be crucial, Nick, and I fear for United now, Sheffield United.
I agree. That was pretty embarrassing, wasn't it? Straight through the middle, and an easy pass into the middle, and
carved us open. Yeah, Stuart Dallas doing the bits simple that he needed to do. Then it was a bit of poor defending, good challenge, ball played in, and that was Tyler Roberts who played it. But
Ender Stevens lost the ball for it happens quite a bit, and Bogle, for me, he just wasn't really paying attention to who was kind of behind him. Yeah,
Roberts, Rafinha, Harrison. And that Rafinha, he's a danger man, and obviously someone that you need to keep an eye on. And just too easy.
He's rubbish. He's rubbish.
Well, I wish he was rubbish, because then you miscued his pass. You're right there. What's going on?
I've just stopped my lighting over again.
Fantastic. It's only because I'm wearing these very, very sensitive earphones that now this ear is entirely deaf.
All right, okay, fair enough. Oh, let's hope that we can get back into this game because
it's been a
going
long
1-0,
season.
going 1-0 down so early against a team like Leeds who score a lot of goals is a little bit frightening.
So statistically, the worst team to support since the pandemic is Sheffield United, who've given their side, us, the least amount to cheer in that time. So we have been doing this during the worst time in our history, and we've tried to remain positive, haven't we, Nick? But they've tried us. They've really tried us, these boys.
Yeah, they have. But yeah, like you say, we've stuck through it, through thick and thin, like we always do as Blades. We're not going to pack it in halfway through. We're not those people who have.
No, it'd be easy, wouldn't it, to just say, you know what, let's stop doing this and let's just have a little cry. But we're not going to do that. We cry afterwards. As Nick knows, after each game, I go upstairs and cry for 1,000 years. Lundstrom with a touch like a rhino, but managing to actually draw a foul when the challenge came in. But he kind of took such a heavy touch that really, if the tackle had been better, he would have lost that ball.
Yeah, or if the tackle didn't come in at all and he took another touch, they'd have probably just run away with it.
Yeah. Would you like to have seen more than just... Heckingbottom alluded to the fact he wasn't going to make sweeping changes, but just slight tweaks. I think really, with the season over, this was the time to really make big changes and kind of make a statement. What on earth has Heckingbottom got to lose?
I know, and this is the only time he's going to be a Premier League manager, like Joe said last night in the preview. And he needs to take the bull by the horns, doesn't he, really, and just be like, let's make a fist of this season. This is my chance. And really, I know the Prince joked about if we win 9 games in a row, something like that. He said on that Sky Sports News interview, win 9 games in a row, I'll give him the job or whatever. But he's not wrong, is he, really? If he made a proper fist of this and we won loads and loads of games in this Premier League, last bit of the Premier League campaign, even if we didn't stay up, he might have a chance of keeping the job.
Yeah, and it's another thing, is the Lundstrom thing. Be a brave, strong manager and say, Lundstrom isn't going to be here next season, so he's not part of the future of Sheffield United. He doesn't want to play for Sheffield United. There are a lot of people, thousands in fact, that do want to play for Sheffield United, and lots of these youngsters are just chomping at the bit for their chance. Give them a chance, and they will give you everything. Even if they don't have as much natural ability as John Lundstrom, they will sweat blood for the cause because it's their future. Lundstrom's future will be fine.
Yeah, but does it not... we always said this about, I think it was Michael Doyle. They kept giving him the captaincy. Every manager gave him the captaincy. There must be a reason for that. Same with Lundstrom. Wilder, even though he wouldn't sign a new contract, Wilder still played him. And I know we've not got many other players that can play in that position, but we have some. And it makes me think, why is Heckingbottom doing it as well? They must see something in him to think, like, we need to play him rather than somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds coming forward again over halfway. We're on 16 minutes, exactly 15:42. And then it's the number 15, Stuart Dallas, who will get that ball out onto that wide left-hand side. And then Norwood can try and pick it up, not playing as an attacking midfielder, despite what Amazon Prime would have you believe. Laying the ball back to the slightly easier to pronounce Aaron Ramsdale than the Leeds goalkeeper. And it is tidy football from Sheffield United when they do that intricate passing. But that turn from Bogle was straight into trouble. And Leeds have a throw-in.
Yeah, and Norwood there, he had loads and loads of time to pick a pass. Maybe there weren't too many showing, but he left it and left it and left it. And then on pressure on him, ended up back with the keeper. And he's done that a few times this season and got caught out and we've conceded. So he needs to stop doing that and just, if you're in trouble, get it upfield. They can't score in their own half.
No, it's true. Leeds trying to gain yards in the NFL style, winning throw-in after throw-in. And Tyler Roberts, who someone you might often see playing further forward, is more of a central midfielder today, and he's already caused trouble. Ramsdale will take that comfortably. Our friend Lee Pitts asking why you would throw a youngster into a local derby. You know, we've thrown loads of players into local derbies, bigger derbies than this. You know, Darren Bullock, Neil Collins, for example, playing against Sheffield Wednesday. I know they're not youngsters, but it doesn't really matter what age you are. If you're good enough, you're ready. We threw Nick Montgomery in against Sheffield Wednesday as well when he was very young. There's really no downside because we're losing this game already after just a few minutes with a player that doesn't want to be here. We could be losing this game after just a few minutes with a player that does want to be here. I can't really see a downside.
No, I can't either. And if you look on the bench as well, Ampadu, Egan, we could be playing Bogle on the right hand side. We could be playing Fleck and Osborne on the left and right, if you like. Does it really? Do they have to have a right foot? I don't know.
No.
But I'd rather see anybody else other than Lundstrom in the team.
Yes, yeah. I think we're at the stage now where leaving Lundstrom in is turning fans to the point where they're thinking, why? Why should we in any way invest so much of our time into this side when they're picking someone who doesn't want to play? I think it's getting to a point where if we were at the lane, it would have gone toxic with Lundstrom.
Yeah, completely. Can I just pop this on screen, what Johnny said? How many times has McBurney given the ball away today? It's been a lot, a hell of a lot. And we've only been going 18 minutes. What does that say about us?
Well, it's a good question, but a bigger question is, where is Bielsa's bucket? The man there, he should not be expected at his age to have to lean on nothing, which is what he is. He's squatting and there's no bucket in sight. So that needs to be sorted urgently. Luke Ayling will get that ball back down, and we're seeing quite a bit of it for Leeds United now. Possession stats will be through the roof as we approach the 19th minute. Phillips seeing too much of it. Liam Cooper again managing to get that ball out on this left-hand side, and Phillips again will get things motoring in midfield. Luke Ayling came from the Arsenal youth setup via Yeovil. What a player he's proven to be. Reminds me so much of Baldock. Here's a chance on the edge of the area for Harrison to swing it back in. Could have had a shot himself, but didn't. And well played that from Ollie Norwood. He knew there was no way he could tell what was behind him, so he headed it back safely to Aaron Ramsdale. That was very sensible play from Ollie Norwood.
It really was, wasn't it? And let's just have a look at the defence, and let's just say, how many central defenders do we have playing today? We have 4 wing backs playing in a back 5. How shocking is that?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to not concede goals in the Premier League? Because however good Baldock is, however good Stevens is, even though he's not been playing very well recently, and leads on the attack now, straight through the middle with Rafinha, good ball out to the wing, bit of a slip.
Ooh,
comes inside, good challenge.
Harrison's got tricky feet, and that'll be a free kick. But if you get a good footing on Harrison without giving away a foul, it's excellent stuff. And that was good play. And we've got to always do credit where credit's due. But some shocking hair as well from these Leeds players.
I'm a big fan of Harrison. I think I've not seen too much of him in the second part of the season because obviously first part of the season we're really excited for the Premier League and we expected to come back into it. So I was very much watching a lot of football, and obviously Harrison put the ball in the box for Bamford to score against us at Bramall Lane. I've watched a lot of Harrison in the first half of the season, and he was excellent. His crossing ability is second to none, in my opinion. But yeah, not too sure how he's done in the second part of the season, where we've just kind of been like just watching us and then crying for 1,000 years.
Yeah, the 1,000-year crying is definitely the way forward, and something I hugely agree.
Stand by.
Yep, stand by that. Osborne there playing the ball into McBurney, who either wins the throw-in or a foul. Luke Ayling definitely protesting his innocence, and 21 minutes old.
It's Kissel. Remember to like the video, guys. That's what I love to see. Love to see that. Somebody helping us out.
A free kick to Sheffield United on 21:03. If you want to keep up with us, we're watching on Amazon Prime Video. It is John Fleck, a man who consumes iron brew. On this left-hand side, will take it. Ben Osborne going to run into an offside position, then run back. It's not a bad ball in at all. If that could have been won a little bit more convincingly, but it got a deflection off the Leeds defender, and it'll be a corner on this right-hand side. Ender Stevens getting himself in and amongst it.
Yeah, I expected Meslier to come for that because it looked a lot closer to the goalkeeper than what it actually was. One of them, but yeah, Stevens did well there, and it looked like it could have come off his head.
I thought that was a goal kick initially, which is why I waited to see the referee's hand. But Llorente certainly and Bamford both appealed for a goal kick. But we take it. Yeah, we do, and we go again, don't we, Hal? I love scoring from unfair corners, and this would be against Leeds, poetry. 22 minutes, bang on, swung in from Fleck. Oh, it's a good chance from the edge of the area, but not a strong or firm connection, and Leeds just seem to have more bodies around, and those 50-50s are being won by the home side.
Yeah, they are. They really, really are. But Osborne's in the middle.
Oh,
Shocking
Ben
ball
Os-
out to the wing.
That was like a newborn baby deer trying to walk for the first time and also pass a football.
That is difficult. That is really difficult.
Well, as evidenced there by that dreadful pass. He didn't even look to where he was going. This is not what we expect from Ben Osborne, who I think we should reiterate we are huge fans of and love seeing him in the first team.
Yeah, definitely. And Ollie McBurney with a bit of sunburn as well. It must
I think
be
it's
TV.
all right. It's
my
Nick's
TV.
telly. I'm convinced it's your TV. I'm not seeing the sunburn. One day of summer does not give sunburn to 3 footballers.
To be fair, Ollie McBurney is a bit ginger, so I can imagine
You're
he's
allowed
got
to
a bit of
say it.
sunburn.
I'm
I
not.
am.
23 minutes old this game. It's 1-0 to Leeds United. It's been a shocking performance, really, from the Blades. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I've done that too many times on these watch-alongs. I'm getting hardened to it now, and I can't wait for the season to be over. I've never felt a 38-game season go on for so long.
Yeah, tell me about it. But the only saving grace, which isn't really a saving grace, is the fact that Wednesday are doing such a bad job as well. And it looks very, very difficult for them to get out of the mire that they've put themselves into, which is quite nice to see.
That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I am really, really delighted that Wednesday I hope they will go down. I don't want a Sheffield derby next season because I don't know how long it's going to take us to get ourselves sorted and our own act together. The last thing we would need is an early Sheffield derby.
Oh, David McGoldrick, that is a turn and a half. You just
Really
love
good
to
football.
see it.
Really good football. If you just check on the screen at the moment, we are doing a fans forum at the end of the season. We would love as many of you that haven't already been on as part of our fans forums to get involved in this. Ball from the edge, shot wide. Melier will just let that go at his far right-hand post on 28.09.
Yeah, the funny thing is, last season, David McGoldrick rarely had shots from outside the box, and this season, there's been thousands of them, and I'm not even exaggerating. He's probably had about 400,000 shots from outside the box this season, and one's gone in.
So yes, and don't we remember it? There's been so few goals. I think I can literally picture all of them right now. They do say when you die, you see your life flash before your eyes. And my wife is not a fan of repeats, so she'd probably go, "I've seen this," and just switch over to someone else's.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I missed a bit of that then.
Ball in the middle. It's 24:50 on the clock. 1-0 to Leeds. They're seeing so much of it in the midfield. Stuart Dallas will put that ball over on that wide right side. On the left, shot blocked, and it'll be a corner. That was balled up, getting his foot in to just stop any kind of shot towards Ramsdale there. But yeah, you saw Dallas come forward with it, then knock it out wide to Luke Ayling. Puts a good cross in. Bamford was waiting, and then that shot in, which could have gone anywhere, Nick.
Yeah, it could have done, mate. It was a good strike, to be fair, wasn't it? And I think he had it covered, but Baldock made sure he put it out. It is a corner. I'm going to say he was running backwards like it was a goal kick. Can't have been.
Yeah, very strange, but it is definitely a corner. It's not a bad one either.
Oh,
anywhere, lads. Just get it clear. That's a dreadful headed clearance, not making it anywhere. And Tyler Roberts will try and keep it alive. Lundstrom gets a neck on it. Tyler Roberts, it comes straight back to. Bamford will flick it on. And then Llorente and Cooper it was who actually got that ball back in. Rafinha trying to get some skill to beat his man, but I think he's just pushed down there. That'll be a free kick, surely.
No, it weren't a free kick. He's just not very good, is he?
Throw in.
I'm just going to keep this up all stream.
Well, I think he's already cursed us with that cross for the goal. So yeah, it's not as if you could curse it any further.
Yeah, probably not.
For me, it's like I'm trying to. Oh, that's a poor pass from Liam Cooper.
I'll take that.
I'm trying to work out, of course, who's who, because I know our players as soon as I see them. But when you try and do these week in, week out for different teams, when you pay very little attention to the opposition, I don't always know a player like Diego Llorente's squad number.
I don't really know much about him, to be honest. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know many of the Leeds players' numbers. He
is Spanish. That's pretty much all I know.
Fair enough. That's a good one. I probably could have guessed that as well, to be honest. Yeah.
Ben Osborne going to take that throw in on that left-hand side, and then we'll win a further throw in up the field. At the moment, this is about as much as we can hope for. Winning throw-ins. I can't wait for the season review video, which will have a fantastic throw-in, one on the 14th minute against West Brom. Arguably the highlight of the season.
Yeah, I think that's it. Unfortunately, that is very, very true, mate. Very true. I love that people are putting things in the comments like penalty, goal, and stuff like that because we're up with play. There's no chance of it.
Well, Bobby in the background will soon have them destroyed. It is a free kick. Surely that's a foul there.
What?
Oh, referee saying John Fleck handballed it. I thought that was a foul, and Fleck's as miffed and as perplexed as we are. It looks like there was a kick, I thought.
Oh, that's embarrassing. There was nothing there.
You see it again, and you've got to say that's good refereeing. There's definitely no kick, and I don't know who would have thought that there was. That was.
Why did he do it?
He wants the season over, and he's fed up.
Yeah, probably, mate. Probably. Oh, that was just embarrassing, though, wasn't it? Just throwing himself to the floor. He's Scottish, for God's sake. Be Scottish.
You know what? It's a sign of it's broken Britain, Nick, all over. The Diving World Championships have been cancelled, but not in the Premier League.
Oh, here he comes again.
Oh, another chance for Leeds to get a cross in, and Ender Stevens will head it up and pretty much nowhere, straight to Rafinha. If that had not got that block on, I think that was headed toward Ramsdale's net. That was good play from Rafinha, but wow, we are making individual errors. The clearances in the box, Nick, have been poor.
They have been really poor, haven't they? Heads up in the air, slices, all sorts. But we are getting good blocks in, I'll give them that.
We are defending like Trojans.
Yeah. Even though we're not very good Trojans, we're defending like them.
Well, we're pretty wooden.
That's a good point. I like that. I can't think of a horse joke, which I was thinking. I was trying. You're thinking of what? You're thinking of what? I can tell. I can see the cogs turning your head. Then
I have got nothing. I'm so absolutely drained after yesterday. I ate far too much sugar. I couldn't wait till Sunday for my Easter egg or my hot cross buns. So I ate everything yesterday, and I had one of like those sugar comas last night, and I just feel dreadful today. I feel drunk.
When was the last time you were drunk, Hal?
Drunk, probably my stag do, I would say.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, so it's been a long
hashtag Statman was in for a second. A cheeky little cameo.
A little nosy from Statman. It's only you and I, Nick, of course, that saw that. But yes, in the background.
I'm not letting him off. Look.
He just wanted to check everything was working for halftime. I would guess. Statman Adam will join us at halftime to regale us, I'm sure, with some stats over the first half. I can give you one big stat in this first half. It is Leeds 1, Sheffield United 0. And we're on the half hour, watching this on Amazon Prime Video. We're exactly 30:10. If you're trying to keep up with us, you can pause us. You can pause your telly if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching on Twitter, you can't. That's a good bit of play from John Fleck, who tries to find Ender Stevens, but it's the Ender Stevens of this season rather than last. And he doesn't nutmeg his man. He doesn't do any skill. He loses the ball to Luke Ayling. And, I think both of them on their day are of equal ability, Stevens and Ayling, but Ayling got the better of him there.
Completely agree. And on Burnett is going to lose it. He's not this time. He's done well. Oh, Jesus. But we're just going backwards. We need to go forwards.
I love that. I sometimes think, do you reckon Amazon would listen to us and think we could do commentary? And Nick goes, oh, Jesus.
It's a fan channel, Hal. It's not professional.
It's a terrible challenge, but also a shot from Leeds, and it's got to know he's put it wide. But the referee will surely bring that back. It was Harrison with his left foot that could have ended it, really, because 2-0 would be game over on 31 minutes, but he's put it wide.
That can't be a foul. He can't give a foul for that. He's one-on-one with a keeper.
It was a coming together from two players, wasn't it? But
no, I'm not saying that was definitely a foul, but he can't give a foul, surely, because he's one-on-one with the keeper. That is play on, surely.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me if he then brought it back.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
It would be a corner.
Great save.
Great touch from Aaron Ramsdale. Tyler Roberts not impressed, is he, at all? He thinks that was a free kick, but you're right. I think he's either got to let play go on or bring it back. And it looks like we've got our injury to, is it Baldock who's made that challenge?
Oh, I don't even know. I can't even tell from there. But Ramsdale's gone out for a walk, hasn't he? He's enjoying his day out in the sun. Definitely. No sunburn on Aaron Ramsdale.
Is it George that's hurt himself there with making the challenge?
George.
It could be his neck, by the way, that the physio's holding him there. And that's really the last thing we need. because we're already playing him as a makeshift centre-back on that right-hand side of our back three. Why on earth we haven't made changes here? But how does he hurt himself, Bulldog, there?
You would have thought Tyler Roberts would have got more injured than Bulldog because he went over on his neck.
I used to do challenges like that on Pro Evo.
Yeah.
I used to love them. But you're right, it was actually Tyler Roberts that lands on his neck. And Bulldog's the one that's taken that.
And he's barely moved, has he? Barely moved.
It's like Tyler Roberts has got a Bulldog voodoo doll.
Yeah, it really is.
Because he looked fine. He was even sat up after the challenge. Yeah, it's definitely Bulldog. This is a hard watch. I'm not going to lie, Blades. For all of you that are still with us, God bless you. And I mean that. And I don't even believe in God. So that's how much I love you. It looks like we are going to have to make a change. It's Ethan Ampadu. We were surprised he wasn't starting it because, of course, he only missed the Chelsea game because he was on loan from Chelsea. Yeah,
it's almost as if, it'd be good if we had a centre-back on the bench, wouldn't it, Hal?
If only we had a centre-back on the bench. If you are just joining us, we've got League One Wes on the bench, Ollie Burke, Max Lowe. We've got Lise Mousset, Ethan Ampadu, Keane Bryan, Rhian Brewster, Iliman Ndiaye, and, of course, the man that Nick is referencing, John Egan. But Ethan Ampadu, he's got his Adidas tracksuit bottoms on and his green away shirt.
Do you know what I loved about George Baldock then when they do that? And it's like, follow it with your eyes. He went like that. I don't think it's his head, it's his eyes that they're trying to look at.
Yeah. Ethan Ampadu warming up. Maybe he'll come on. If not, he's ready for Pilates.
He is as well, isn't it? That's weird. Normally,
what is that warm up?
Normally, you've got the jacket on and you've got the bottoms off, and it just looks like, I don't know. It looks like it looks like it's a supporter.
Write in the comments, are you Pro Evo or FIFA? Because I've got to try and make something interesting out of this. I was a Pro Evo man. I stopped playing probably 2008, but I think
Pro Evo. Just said it all there, because Pro Evo was brilliant back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
And then FIFA just completely overtook.
Adriano, incredible. Right, corner on this left-hand side. Rafinha, he's good, isn't he? Plays the ball, but it's deflected all the way out, and that is a shot that is going for 6.
Yeah, England's Calvin Phillips there, isn't it, Hal?
England's Calvin Phillips looked like he was playing cricket for England. Absolutely smashed that to the boundary. He'll get a contract in the IPL. What that hairstyle is saying about him, well, for me, it says he could have been an extra in Predator.
Yeah, that's very true. But have you watched the Leeds United documentary?
Yes, I watched season 2 yesterday. Funny you ask.
Did you? Well, does it make you like the Leeds players a little bit more?
Nope.
Oh, it really did me. Calvin Phillips and Luke Ayling as well. I really like Luke Ayling from it. It just makes them seem like real people, and I don't like it. Amazon Prime, I don't like it at all.
I think Amazon Prime really missed a trick. They should have followed Sheffield United with season 1. We got promotion. I think it would have been fantastic. If you like the Leeds players, you like the Sheffield United players a lot more.
Let me say this. I think it would have been a worse series following United, because these documentaries are better when the teams mess up. Because the second series of the Leeds one was so boring.
What? Martin Craney getting his Craney out. You'd have had Stearman getting Stearman. It'd have been absolutely must-see TV.
It would. But that's because we support Sheffield United. I'd have loved to have seen that.
Put in the comments, would you rather see a Leeds documentary or a Sheffield United documentary?
Good one.
On a Sheffield United channel. I got a feeling. Do you know what? To be honest, I've no idea what the honest answer will be with the season we're having. Bogle with an interesting header.
Definitely
he could have headed it. He could have headed it to Norwood, who was just in front of him, but he's headed it back. And actually, he's done the thing that coaches would say is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, he did the right thing there. He didn't know what was over his shoulder, so he put it out, but he should have really knew what was coming over his shoulder, to be honest, shouldn't he?
Phil's right. A Wednesday documentary. That would be
brilliant.
Yeah, dumpster fire of a documentary.
Oh, dumpster fire.
Corner, 4 Leeds on 37 minutes. It swung in near post. Who got the last touch? I think that was a goal kick, don't you, Nick?
Yeah, I think so. And it looks like the referee's given it as well. So we're happy with that. 37 minutes in. Not a lot to be happy about in that first half, other than maybe the first 10 minutes. I think we looked quite dangerous. but we've not had a shot, have we? Other than McGoldrick's wild one that went wide.
Yeah, hey, I heard you were a wild one. James is right. We did have a documentary under Bassett called Harry's Game. I don't think it's too far removed to think that we could have another one now. It's been 30 years since that one. So I loved that documentary. I know a number of people actually became Sheffield United fans after that documentary that are not from Sheffield. And obviously I can relate to that. I'm not from Sheffield, but I was already a Blades fan before that documentary because my mum is from Sheffield and my dad is a Sheffield United fan.
Excellent. Yeah, I've never actually seen that documentary, but I've seen the Warnock one, which is all about Warnock, but it is quite enjoyable. Even
I should point out my mum is a Sheffield United fan as well. Ben Osborne, chance to get a shot away on 38 minutes. He instead decides to find Bogle with a poor cross. Lundstrom will try and keep it alive. Takes a decent touch, lays it back to Ben Osborne, but he's on his weaker foot, so instead goes for Bogle. Great turn. And it's a corner. There's a chance to get that ball in. I think Bogle did really well there. If he just knocked it past his man, who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, do you think we've got any problems with losing Bogle next season? Do you think anyone will come in for him?
I'd be very worried. I don't think we need to sell him. I don't think we will sell him, but you could definitely believe another Premier League club, maybe an Aston Villa. Your Aston Villas, your Newcastles, your Fulhams, they could come in for Bogle, but I don't want him to go. He's been the signing of the season.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, and we've not played him for half the season.
Half of it, yeah. Corner swung in, poor corner, doesn't beat the first man. John Fleck, get more of that iron brew down your son. Not actually started too well, John Fleck, in this game. Good play forward. McBurney needs to take a decent touch. Does. Finds Didsey on that left-hand side. Good play. This is like the Blades of old. Terrible cross from Ender Stevens, though. Telegraphed it and hit the first man.
Yeah, it's also really difficult to see in this bottom left corner. What a ball from Stevens, though.
Oh, any touch there and it's 1-1. And you've got to say, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Sheffield United have upped the ante and are looking a little bit more like Sheffield United, the Sheffield United that Nick and I know and that all of you watching know, because we've not seen that. It's a bit like the way that the sun is shining in Elland Road. It's been a shadow of the Sheffield United team that we know this season.
Yeah, as it's a shadow down this left-hand side, and that's where we've really struggled this season, wasn't it, Hal?
Yes. Nick and I both doing a reference to the weather there. I thought, very well, Nick, both of us.
Completely, yeah.
Lundstrom looking for that ping, and he finds it. That's a great ball from Lundstrom.
Oh, yeah, he didn't get it out of his feet quick enough, did he, Bogle? Didn't get it in front of him. He kind of just flopped in front of him, and then the defender got in there. Unlucky lad.
James makes a good point. If we don't play O'Connell this season, we might keep him for next.
Exactly. That might be why he's gone under the radar on social media. Fingers crossed.
We're not seeing any pictures of O'Connell stepping up his training like we are with
Sander.
Yeah.
Sander.
Phil Whelan talking about the new manager. Of course, rumours in I think it was the Daily Mail that broke the story, Nick, about a German manager called Alexander Blessing. Phil says, Blessing appeals to me. Young and hungry, RB Leipzig coaching experience. He was the RB Leipzig youth coach, currently managing in Belgium, also plays a 3-5-2.
Yeah, do we think that that's what we're going to be going for the next few years? 3-5-2.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that the under-18s. I did watch that game, Nick, and you made a point on Twitter. They didn't play
4-3-3. 4-3-3.
Other formations are also available. Who knew?
Yeah, exactly. And a few guys actually said that we've not always played 3-5-2 throughout the youth team as well. We've played 4 at the back in some games, and like you say, it feels good. Alien, doesn't it?
It's good. What they also do in the youth team is they play players out of position so they can learn other skills and other attributes. Shot from the edge of the area, it's wide. Ramsdale had it covered, but the striker turned midfielder Tyler Roberts, number 11, on 42 minutes, getting a speculative shot away. Yeah. Interesting, though, the chat about the manager. Let's say it was the man that the papers are reporting this week, Blessing. Would you see that as a good appointment, a blessing in disguise?
Oh, you just ruined my joke.
Go on, do it anyway.
It's exactly what you've just said.
Well, do it anyway, and I'll laugh. Go on.
Not now. It's past. I gave you two chances last night, and you threw me under the bus twice. So you're not getting a second one.
It's not throwing under the bus when you just don't get a joke. All right. I tell my mum jokes all the time.
Easiest joke to get.
I don't say, Mum, you just threw me under the bus.
Yeah, but you're not live on air with your mum, are you?
No, you're right. No, she's
You could
never
have
done
gone.
it.
That was a funny joke, I think.
What a jape, Nick! I should have said, and I
Yeah.
regretted it instantly. And then I could have pretended I got it. There's plenty of people I work with that don't get my humour, and they kind of go, and I know they haven't got it, but they're just being polite.
Yeah, I do that sometimes with you, in all honesty.
So the question was, what would you be happy with Alexander Blessing if the paper reports are to be believed?
Well, really, after Wilder, it could be a blessing in disguise, couldn't it?
What a great joke. Can you score that out of 10, please, in the comments? Out of 10 for that one. The judges love it. It's a yellow card just while you're thinking about your answer to the question I asked you on 39 minutes.
You saw that I was doing that, did you?
We're now on 43. It was McGoldrick who took a turn, and then a foul came in late from Liam Cooper, then the handball from McGoldrick. I thought it was a foul by Cooper, and McGoldrick very harshly done by, but he gets the booking for the handball.
That's 2 bookings in a row for handball, Hal, where we've gone down, not got it, and handballed it within about 10 minutes. Little bit embarrassing. I don't even think...
Border's not going to make it, is he?
No, I don't look like it. Is it the neck? It's always tough when it's necks and backs, isn't it? Because necks and backs, I did it again. You can't have more than one neck or back.
Your necks, your backs.
And I'm not even going to carry on the song lyrics after that.
See the challenge again.
Oh, sorry, that was the original one, wasn't it?
Oh, it's his head when it hits the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't spot it first time.
I was too busy looking at Tyler Roberts because he went over like that, didn't he?
Can I be honest with you? I think he's concussed.
Yeah, I think he is. And he's also sunburnt as well. He's definitely sunburnt.
They're all sunburnt, yeah. You've been saying that since you first went to a game. Actually, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Self-editing again. I've got so much better as I've got older.
Alexander Blessing. Shall we go back to Alexander Blessing?
Yes.
I'm not going to say the joke again because it was such a great one the first time. It's a weird one because we're not that club, are we? We're not that club who we want that kind of blood and thunder sort of Warnock or Wilder. And this guy is something completely different. I kind of want to put him, I do and I don't want to put him in the mold of David Weir, where it's like, it feels like he's somebody who could bring through youth and he's got a very good understanding of the game. But it didn't really work out for David Weir. And this guy looks like he's in the kind of David Weir or Adkins sort of role. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like...
No one had heard of Farke or particularly younger years when he was at Mainz in Germany. No one knew Klopp really. He had a similar sort of pedigree to Blessing, who I think we can all remember when he scored those 21 goals in 65 for SC Ploufendor back in 2003. Nick, you remember that season, the Ploufendor 03-04 season? I do. It was.
You've
still got the DVD, haven't you? The season review.
I have,
DVD.
yeah. I was trying to think of a name for the DVD and I couldn't think of one. Was it Ploufendor?
Ploufendor, yeah.
SC Ploufendor. My second team.
Yeah, they're actually my first team. I do the Ploufendor way.
Oh dear me!
If you look at their Wikipedia, Ploufendor is a German sports club. Best known for its football department, but it also has a chess team, a table tennis team, and an ice stock sports club, as well as curling. What is ice stock sport? That's just a cold part of Manchester, isn't it? That's ice stock sport. I was doing that.
Very good, very good. Oh dear, how funny. Do you know what it wasn't as funny as? I'm not even going to say my joke from last night. I was going to say your Sean Dyche impression. I was on the floor laughing at that last night. It was very, very funny. It's on Hal's Twitter as well if you want to go and watch that in all its glory. It's very, very funny.
At JNC Pod, if you want to follow me and see my Sean Dyche impression, which I hadn't planned to do and I didn't know what I was going to say. It's a decent spell of passing now. John Fleck on that left-hand side. Can he get a shot away instead? Because it would have been on his right. Oh, this is good football. Chance for McBurney. Takes a poor touch, but gets a shot. It's in. Surely. Oh, it's off the line. Referee says it's a goal. Surely. Is it in? Is it in? I thought that could have been a goal.
Three-pointer to his watch.
It's in.
Yes, it's in.
It's goal.
It's got a goal. Oh,
Bobby in the background. You know what time it is.
We're not ready.
Nick, who did you?
Oh, he's miles behind the line, isn't he? Ozzy must have known that.
I knew it was in straight away. With our match day graphic that Bobby in the background did today, and with your, of course, watch-along image, you chose Ben Osborne. Ben Osborne, who we've been championing to start all season. And I tell you what, when we look back at the clips and it's all about Puffendor, there was a goal in there.
Also, the guy who created the goal, I have on my mug, Mr. Ollie McBurney, if you can see that.
Yeah, the light's terrible. You should smash your lights, Nick.
No, the lights is good. The lights good, except for when you're trying to show something up close.
The lights is good.
No. Go on, lads. We scored a goal.
We've scored a goal. Can I let you know, we've had that ready, what you just saw, since December.
The beginning of time.
And we forgot every time we've scored, and we've only scored twice in that time. So I'm glad we were able to finally show you that graphic. Can you please pop in the comments how much you loved that graphic? Because the judges for me are giving that an 11. Bobby in the background once again doing bits, and Belch saying Muck Mug. That's very funny. That's my new nickname for Ollie McBurney. I love that. So we're on 49 minutes. The referee's added 4 minutes of added on time. That, of course, all for the unfortunate injury to George Baldock, which I say unfortunate, it was completely caused by himself, but he smacked his head on very hard turf. Now Leeds through Patrick Bamford with a chance to make it 2-1 before the break. Going to lay it back to Harrison on this left-hand side. It is a good ball forward. And Tyler Roberts gets a header, which is straight at the grateful gloves of that man, Aaron Ramsdale, our captain coaster. Thank you very much. 12 out of 10. It's magnificent. Bobby for England. Bobby, of course, named after an England legend in Bobby Moore.
Was he?
Bobby? No, he was shaking his head vigorously. Well, it was a chance. I took a punt at it. More than likely named after a relative. I don't know. But it's a lovely name, Bobby, and we love you. I am going to welcome in Statsman Adam, and I've got to Bobby Tambling. That's who you're named after. Half time.
Who the bloody hell's Bobby Tambling?
He played for SC Puffendor. No, Bobby Tambling was a Chelsea player who was a striker and actually scored a hatful of goals back in the 50s and 70s and 60s. I don't know why I missed out a decade.
Can I just quickly say, before we get into it, that is Ben Osborne's first goal for Sheffield United in the league.
Well, I'm sure there was one man who was about to say that. If anyone was going to say that.
Stolen my line has now got my headset working, but there we go.
Go on then, Adam. Throw us some stats our way.
Oh, the stat is that I've just cheered loudly on my street in Wakefield, where the houses either side are all Leeds United fans, and their stream is about 40 seconds behind. I was thinking of doing it for a joke, but when that goal's gone in, I've just broadcast that to Wakefield. So, and then the groan from next door in particular was just tremendous.
Adam, is this stats-wise? Is this the first time Sheffield United have played a game where Hawkeye was turned on?
Quite possibly so. Quite possibly so. Of course, it was with this number of games to go last season at Aston Villa when that goal wasn't given.
Knowledge. This is why he's Statsman Adam at AdamBlade83. Give him a follow on Twitter. He set that wonderful question today about players that played for both Sheffield United and Leeds. 46, Adam, are we saying in total?
Well, 44 proper ones.
Yeah, because Mel Sterland, he played for Sheffield United on When Saturday Comes, and you agree with me that we're not having Walton?
Well, I'm having Walton. I'm allowing it. He was part of both teams' squads, but he did play for us in a friendly, so he has represented Sheffield United. But if you're going for a full-on first-team appearance, then sadly not.
Can I throw one at you, Adam? And I know that you agree with me on this. I would say the most hated player we've ever signed played for both.
Yes.
We'll say it after 3, and we'll be great in unison because of the time delay. 1, 2, 3. Marlon
King.
That was nowhere near.
No, nothing like timing.
Why is Marlon King hated so much?
Adam?
Are you really asking that question, Nick?
I know, right?
Let's just say his history. Just look at the actual person, the person that he was, the circumstances why we surrounded him. Just don't go there, mate.
No, I understand. I understand that in a way, but the fact that you both got it straight away when there's loads and loads of players that play for both, it just feels like you two had rehearsed that before.
No. It's just I think
No.
when you think of all those players, there's no two, because we're talking about two clubs here. There's no player that's played for both that has been such an awful human. And I think it was just, I knew Adam would say the same one as me. You know, Marlon King was sentenced to 18 months in prison and banned from driving for, I think it was 3 years for what he did. But anyway, we don't want to get into that, which we're happy at the moment, because as you can see on screen, it is Statman Adam's wet dream. It is halftime stats.
It is. Shot on target 1, goals 1. That's what I like.
That's
Shoot
an XG of 1.
It is indeed. It is indeed.
But we've actually had 5 shots, so it's not. But Adam, what do you make of that first half as you look at these stats?
It's daylight robbery, isn't it? For us to be level is absolute daylight robbery. It was awful. I was about to come on in absolute despair before that goal. But it just shows that you stay in the game. Ramsdale has kept us in the game. He's made some great saves again, and we can't fault him for that. And that's what it's been about. But prior to that, the midfield basically non-existent. Not a very good performance at all. There seems to be a lack of fight, a lack of passion. You know, I expected to see challengers flying in and playing for the shirt, but yeah, we're in at 1-1, so that changes the halftime team talk. It's now go out, get a second, and really have a go at Leeds United because they look vulnerable.
I love it. I absolutely love it. The positivity. Adam, you're always positive, and I think this is one season which has really tested your positivity. But quite right. The XG, by the way, for us was actually 0.88, and for Leeds United, 1.43. But Leeds should, of course, be ahead at half-time. You know, even a neutral would say that. As a Sheffield United fan, it's not easy to say. But we have taken our chance, and instantly, I think we all knew that was over the line. But because we're Sheffield United fans, and because exactly as you say, you know, when we played Villa with the exact same amount of games to go, we didn't get a clear goal that was over the line, which I think would have transformed our history. We would have got into Europe, there's no question. And then we'd have signed better players, and then we wouldn't be bottom of the table. I'm not bitter about it. So we look back on things like that, and we just never take anything for granted. So my heart was in my mouth. And also, Adam, before I have my necessary halftime ablutions, I would just like to compliment you on the fact that you are also wearing the wonderful green shirt.
Absolutely. The only shirt to wear today, isn't it?
You'd think so, wouldn't you, Nick?
Believe it or not, I'm looking at the actual football. I'm just about to make a comment on the actual football, unlike talking about attire and couture.
Pop in the comments. Do you like the green shirt, yes or no? And when I come back, I will look at all your answers.
All I was going to say then was the fact that John Lundstrom stood and jogged very, very slowly backwards for their first goal. And when Bogle was kind of marking 2 men, was watching him, and he was like, I thought, Lundstrom should be back there. And then watching it back, he was just nowhere to be seen, just like...
His heart's not in it, Nick. I mean, I've watched Lundstrom and all the stuff around the contract, and since that challenge at Brighton, every time he's played, his heart's not in the game. He's not trying. You know, the goal he gave away the other week as well. It's just a lack of effort. I mean, the silly foul that he gave away, it's almost like it was just, oh, there we go, just knock him down. It's like, you know, it's not like a thud and blunder challenge, which you could really, if it's a blood and thunder challenge, really sort of get behind him. But he's put in 2 good passes in the last 5 games he's played. That's about all I can say.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the Brighton tackle as well, because so many people gave me so much stick for that, because I said it was unnecessary. And everybody said, it was a great challenge. It was a stupid challenge that he didn't need to do. It was just, I think he took a bad touch and then he just flew in. There was no need for it whatsoever, especially how football is these days, because you could have got away with that 5-10 years ago, but not these days. You can't get away with out these days.
No. The only positive about that John Lundstrom challenge away at Brighton is that the first time we got to see Jayden Bogle come on, which had Lundstrom been on the field, we probably wouldn't have seen Bogle. So thank you, John Lundstrom, for Jayden Bogle. That's the most positive spin I could put on it.
That is the perfect thing that could come out of your mouth for that, because, yeah, you're right. We didn't see Jayden Bogle before that, did we? I think that's the first time we saw him on the subs bench even.
Yeah, I think it is. First, maybe second. But
how embarrassing is that?
Yeah, I mean, now we see him now. It's
ludicrous, isn't it? Ludicrous. And the fact that Chris Wilder was talking about, do you know when he got fouled for the, I think it was the Fulham game where he got took out by Areola, and he's like, "Oh, my young right back, my brilliant young right." You haven't played him for half a season. What? Why? Stupid.
I think the reason he'd not played is quite simply George Baldock, but he came on at Brighton out of position, and that's where he first started. We saw he scored when he gets forward, so why not? I mean, Wilder was stubborn, we know that, but why not play? Why not play him? Why not play him further forward and see what he can do? I mean, George Baldock's been great, don't get me wrong, but Bogle going forward is better than Baldock. End of story.
Yeah, and then obviously we've seen how badly we've been on the left-hand side for most of the season. And then Wilder was playing Baldock on the right and him on the left, even though he brought Max Lowe in before he brought Bogle in. So obviously he thought highly of Max Lowe and not so much of Bogle. I know he would be playing out of position. He's not left-footed. But at the same time, as soon as Bogle had put in a few decent appearances, he were like, right, you can play on the left instead this time.
Yeah, and what I've said about Max Lowe, the first 13 minutes he played on his debut, it looked good. I was quite all for it. Stevens at left centre back, Lowe at left wing back. We thought, yeah, that looks okay. Then he had that bump on the head, and he hasn't been the same since. But I have to say today, though, Ben Osborne to be in that position, that shows great tenacity to get forward, but to actually be there. So when McBurney's hit the shot, it's come across goal. Who's there? Your left wing back is there. 8 yards out to put it home. Would Ender Stevens playing left wing back been there this season? I don't think he would have been, and that is the benefit of it.
Absolutely, mate. I could not agree with you anymore. Ender Stevens of beginning of last season, the season before, could have been there, but this season he wouldn't have. Absolutely not. And I'm going to jump out and do what Hal just did.
You've no idea.
A blue ting.
The horrors that I've just seen. Adam, it's been obviously a tough season and a tough watch, but I'd love it if we beat Leeds. Love it. Can you see a snatch and grab second half?
Well, I predicted 0-0, as you know, so I'm way out with that. Leeds will score again. I think that's pretty certain. The way that we are defending, I can't see this Leeds team not scoring. And if they get 2-1 in front, it'll be a case of go for it. My hope is we can do a bit like at Manchester United now, come back out and nick in front, maybe get a goal with 10 minutes to go. The history of this fixture is late goals win it for the away side, if we look at the last three in particular. So who knows? But I'm going for the...
It is a case of the home side often wins this one.
Yeah, maybe so. But 6,723 long days since Phil Jagielka scored that goal. I'm going to call it now. Phil Jagielka with a 25-yarder, 2 minutes from time to give 3 points to the Blades. And then I'll wake up.
I mean, that would be absolutely incredible because he's been invisible, really, hasn't he? Of all the players on the pitch so far, Jags has had nothing to really do, even though Leeds have swarmed all over us. He's been the one of the three defenders that actually, for whatever reason, hasn't seen a lot of the ball.
He hasn't. He played one pass out where Lundstrom dilly-dallied and tried his best to set Leeds up for a goal in his conspiracy to bring Sheffield United down, which I've decided is now what he's doing. Other than that, Jagielka's not being involved. But that's kind of good because they're not running at Jagielka, which is a positive. He seems to be reading the game and sat well. I mean, they played through him for the goal. I mean, it went straight across the face of the goal, and you could argue that somebody should be there to attempting to sort of clear it. But it was a good goal from Leeds. You've got to give them credit where it's due. But I'm just grateful that it was only 1-0. Going into the 45th minute, the time where we normally concede, 40 to 45 is the time where we've conceded most goals this season. So to get one ourselves is lovely. It's great.
Know your stuff. Okay, big question. Did you get the Premier League patch on your arm when you got your shirt?
I didn't know.
Outrageous. Although it does mean you can wear it next season. And another big question for you. The front two of McGoldrick and McBurney. What are your thoughts on those two as a pairing?
I've said for last week, and I'll say again, I don't like it.
Who would you like to see start up front?
Brewster and Burke.
Why?
In the absence of Billy Sharp being injured, the future. So Burke will, with his pace, it's a different option. And Ryan Brewster, I will stand by it. I've said it many, many times. He will score goals in the Championship next season. He will get 20 goals. I'm going to stick my neck on the line and say he'll get 20 goals in the Championship next season if he plays every week. Not many people may agree with me, but I really back Ryan Brewster to come good.
But what about Ollie McBurney, someone who, when he played in the Championship for Swansea, got 22 goals. When he played for Barnsley, he got 9 in 17. He's proven in the Championship.
He is proven in the Championship, but the way that Sheffield United play, is he the sort of player that's going to score those goals? Is he going to be the kind of Leon Clark that we had in the previous promotion season?
I would say that the way that he played, certainly with Barnsley, they don't play too differently in terms of he was utilised sometimes like we utilise him. I don't think he is a target man. I think he's far too skillful, and we very rarely give him an opportunity to show what he can do. I would like to see Burke play wide, because Ollie Burke is not a striker, and you can tell from his finishing, he's so, he lacks confidence in front of goal, even though he's got everything else about his game. If he could score goals, I don't think he'd be playing for Sheffield United, because he's a £15 million winger.
Yeah, so do you put Burke on the right-hand side of a midfield? Do you go 3-5-2 or 5-3-2 next season, Hal? Or are you a 4-4-2 man, or even a 4-3-3 man?
I think you've got to change it for whoever you're playing against. I don't like keeping a rigid formation game after game after game. I think you operate depending on your opposition, how many they play up front. Do they play wingers? Do they play 3 at the back? Do they play 2 at the back? I just think you should change it dependent on your team you're facing. I know that's crazy, but that for me would how we would operate. And there's certain games where we should play wingers, and that's when I'd play Ollie Burke. And there's certain games when we play the 3-5-2, and that's when I wouldn't play Ollie Burke. And if we're talking about going for the future, I would go with McBurney and Brewster. And if we don't think McBurney is the future, then we should actually look to offload him, because if we're not going to play him, he's far too expensive for someone who's not going to play.
He may be far too expensive for someone who's not going to play, but how much would we recoup on Oliver McBurney?
We're not going to recruit much on any of the players that we spent big money on, if we're being honest. That some of those signings, I think we could talk about this for another time, maybe at the end of the season review, which, Adam, I hope you'll be part of. We could look at that.
Good stuff.
Top man. Well, we're about in fact, we just kicked off in the second half. Hopefully that you are all level with us on time. If we're ahead, you can pause us. If your Amazon Prime is ahead, you can pause that. We're 1-1 into the second half. Blades, as we look at it, attacking into the sun on that right-hand side. 45-16, if you want to get exactly level.
Enjoy, lads. I'll catch up with you. I'll now go and film my Fans React, which will be available later, reporting on that first half. Catch you soon, boys.
Top man.
Yeah,
lovely shirt. Do check out Adam on Fans React by subscribing to the Sheffield United Way on YouTube. We are so close. We want today to be the day that we hit 12,000 subscribers. So please make it happen.
Funny you should say that. I'm just going to have a look, see what we're on now.
Ball played on this left-hand side too. That's star man Ben Osborne. We normally save that for George Baldock, but he's no longer on the pitch, so I've moved star man to Ben Osborne. Didsey making an opportunity to carve out a pass, which he does to his strike partner McBurney. Didsey far deeper than McBurney, and because he's deep, he can try and get a shot away from the edge of the area. He's got Ayling against him. He gets that shot away, and it's always drifting wide of Mellier's post.
Yeah, not a very good shot there. But at the moment, McGoldrick's playing well, so if he wants to have a shot, let him have a shot. He scored a great one against Arsenal, but this one's on his left foot, and he fell over. We've all had a shot like that where we've been very unbalanced and fallen over.
Stat for Adam from Chris Eads, which is not a stat that I like sharing with you, that Jack Rodwell has earned £275,000 since joining Sheffield United.
I could have done the job that Rodwell had done.
You could have done, and you've been out injured as well.
I have been out injured, yeah. I could probably done better with a bloody pot on as well.
I mean, in the game that Rodwell played against Burnley, he did fine.
It was rubbish.
He did fine. Rubbish. He wasn't rubbish at all. He was absolutely fine.
I can't really remember it, to be honest.
You know, people have had a right go at Jack Rodwell. I think if Jack Rodwell was the manager, he'd have picked himself, right? And he'd have
I'd
played.
have liked to have seen him have a chance at least.
Yeah, but it's not his fault that he hasn't been picked.
No, I agree.
You know? So I just think I'm just going to reserve my hatred for certain people in this world, and those are Gareth Ainsworth and the entire owners of West Ham.
Right, you were going to say that.
Here's John Lundstrom lays the ball back when he had two options further forward, but one of those options is I was going to say was Bogle, but the ball didn't make it to him, and Leeds will come forward, and that for me is danger whenever we see the pace on that right hand side of Rafinha, and he does absolutely skin Ben Osborne. He's got into the box, but good defending from Ender Stevens, just puts out a little foot to stop that, and the ball fired over by I think that's Stuart Dallas with that beard there, and that's Stuart Dallas's face, so that gave me the clue.
You should know all these Leeds players anyway, Hal. You spent more time on all Leeds TV than you have done on this channel, pretty much.
Harsh but fair.
Oh dear, but he did put Ben Osborne on his bottom then, didn't he?
Absolutely skin. You know when you hear particularly older fans shout, "Skin him," that's what they're talking about.
Send him for a paper.
Yeah, I always used to hear that when I was a kid. Someone who was right near me where we sat always shout "skin him" right in my ear, and I never had a clue what it meant because it was nothing when I played. When I played football, my coaches never said that, so I hadn't got a clue what it meant.
What did they say? Run past him with the ball, Hal.
Well, I was called Stuart at school.
I can understand why. Yeah.
Ball fired forward over the top. No one there. There is. It's Harrison on that side. Great ball across. It's an own goal.
Oh my God!
It's an own goal on 49. I am doubly annoyed that has gone in because I said there was no one there. Oh, that's a horror show.
To think that.
Yeah,
Bogle just looked round like, no, that ball's going nowhere.
Exactly.
That's the reason why you said that. I completely know why you did, but it's harsh that Jags had to put it in his own net.
Well, as Statman Adam said, Jags would score the winner.
Oh, did he say that?
He unfortunately did because he gave me a stat which I can't remember, 7,000 and something amount of days since Jags scored that winner against Leeds for the Blades, but it looks like he's gone the other way. I mean, it's a Tom Lees special.
I said straight away when I saw his face as well, Jack Harrison, how good he's been as well. He's crossing. What did I say? He's crossing. He's second to none in the Premier League. And if Jags didn't put that in, that'd have been
Rafinha would have done, which is why I said it's a Tom Lees special. If you saw the goal that Tom Lees scored for Watford yesterday, it was exactly the same. You know, if he hadn't put it in, the striker would have done Sarr on that occasion for Watford, even though Sarr was actually offside. But who understands the offside rule these days? Not me. Go on, Blades. Get right back in it. Ben Osborne puts a poor cross in and Meslier will grab that, put his hat on that, no problem.
Big Mez dog.
Oh, Jags. Dear me. Poor bloke. It's the last fellow that I'd want that to fall to. I don't think the blame is really there. I think that it's the picking up of Harrison is where I'm going to slightly look more towards there.
He was at full stretch as well. It's not like he's just tapped it in his own net. He's at full stretch trying to stop it, like a bit like the Ollie Norwood one against Chelsea. Just trying to get something on it to stop it from being turned in by one of the opposition.
And that was good play just there from Ollie Norwood on 51 minutes. It's John Fleck. Poor play from Fleck. Really telegraphed that pass. And it was read so easily by Phillips, who finds, great play from Jack Harrison. And Dallas will get a shot away on his right foot. And it's just gone over the bar. What an effort. What an effort.
Skimmer off the bar, weren't it? Lovely little pass, you could say, nearly into the top bin.
Yeah, very good play. Very good player, Jack Harrison, isn't he? He seems to ooze that kind of class that you're so good, you know, that even when you leave the ball, it looks good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I enjoyed it though when we had that equaliser. It felt like we were, you know, for 4 minutes, it felt of actual game time. It felt really nice. We weren't winning. Let's not be stupid, but we weren't losing, and that felt really, really nice. It was like. It was like Christmas and my birthday had come at once, and I didn't get the presents I asked for, but I got some things that were nice.
Yeah. Completely agree with you. I was just going to say that. I can't believe you just said that.
52 minutes It is unfortunately Leeds 2, Sheffield United 1. We are watching on Amazon Prime. Please do like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers today. If we don't get to 12,000 subscribers today, Nick and I have promised to go upstairs and cry for 1,000 years. So help us avoid that. If you do watch this channel and you don't subscribe, today's the day to do it. You need a Google account. It's free to set up. It will take you less than 2 minutes. You can even do it while the game is on.
You can do. And now, this is from Leeds. We've managed to get it away. Thank God for that. I was just going to say, I checked out the subscribers and we're 14 away.
Thank you to all of those. We were 30 away when I first asked. We're 14 away now. So I really appreciate that. That's great because I know a lot of you are already subscribers. It would really, really be brilliant to get to 12K. That's a lovely little milestone. And Nick and I will celebrate in the traditional way of when we see each other, an open palm, pat on the back.
Yeah, I thought you were going to talk about cream eggs, but no.
Genuinely, since I've seen how much sugar's in them, I'm slightly wary.
I know. I don't know where it even came from because I'm not much of a cream egg eater, and I'm assuming you're not either.
No, it came from the comments. Someone who gave us our first super subscriber, Cash, said, "Oh, now you can buy some cream eggs." Ball played in the box, or heavy touch, and a chance for Ollie Norwood, who rather pedestrian actually. He just thought, "Oh, I've got ages," and he did, and he gave it to Ben Osborne, who then plays a pass into Ollie McBurney. It's lovely skill. He had two men on him, but he performed a little jink with the back heel, finds John Lundstrom. Actually, McBurney to Lundstrom is a common passing theme, and then it's a poor telegraph ball straight to the feet of a Leeds defender from Ethan Ampadu, and Leeds will begin their attack once again.
Yeah, I was just going to say, was that McGoldrick who did that flick? Because it was so McGoldrick-esque.
Oh, right, yeah, it was. It was McGoldrick-esque, absolutely.
Let me finish before you try and jump in.
He channeled his inner Didsy.
He did. His inner goat.
His inner goat. Harrison again, then played into Ollie Norwood. Oh, it's an interesting pass from Ollie Norwood. Why play it across the face? I don't know. I never did when I played football, and I played at a very, very, very low level. That's a poor pass from Lundstrom. Didn't look. Into the box for Harrison. No running back from Lundstrom either. And if he was, he'd have that man marked. He'd have had that number 10 marked, and he didn't. That's really poor.
Do you know when he gave that away then? He just stood, and he didn't even run back. Do you know normal players lose the ball? Watch him. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Look at that. That
Jogging.
is embarrassing.
Jogging. And he'd have had Alioski if he wanted it.
Yeah.
He'd have had Alioski, and Alioski wouldn't have been able to get that shot away. Lundstrom, for me, take him off. I don't think he should play again unless he wants to come out publicly, apologise for asking for ridiculous money, and sign a new contract. Here's Alioski again.
I don't want him.
All right, well, Nick doesn't want him. I say it's unlikely that's going to happen. I wouldn't worry about it. Ball flicked over the top. Decent header on that occasion to actually get it with his strong neck muscles out of the area. That's the first header today, I think, that's gone out of the area. Then that's straight to Alioski from Norwood. And Alioski falling over managed to get a head on that. That's a good challenge from Ampadu.
Oh, what a challenge, Amp.
That's a Pro Evo challenge, that, because he took a ball through Patrick Bamford. I don't know how Ampadu came away with that ball. That was at Bamford's feet.
I feel like that was a last ditch. Like, if I bring him down here, it's game over.
Right, this is a great challenge. Let's see it again. And it is foot from behind. Great challenge with the left. Takes it with the right. Ethan Ampadu is right-footed, but he's left-footed, as we know. Here's a substitute for you, Nick, that I think we could consider. Lundstrom off, Bielsa's bucket on.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say League One Wes, but I'd rather have the bucket.
All right, in the comments, Lundstrom or bucket, let us know, and we'll try and filter that through. Because I'm normally not one to have a go at Lundstrom, but that laziness that he demonstrated there said to me he doesn't care about Sheffield United Football Club, and I care about Sheffield United Football Club. I'm terrible at football, but I would have run back, and I'd have given everything to stop Alioski getting a shot in there.
Yeah. Can I just say, when you've gone for ablutions, I was looking back at Lundstrom, and he wasn't sprinting back for Leeds' first goal. He was jogging back, and he may have even got back. Sorry. Leeds was just attacking, then I was just making a grimace with a face. He may have got back and stopped Leeds from scoring that first goal if he'd have actually ran back.
That's not what I wanted to hear, but doesn't surprise me. Rafinha with a very...
Bucky would have.
A very rare poor touch from Rafinha, then shocking pass. That's just summed up Sheffield United's season, that pass. Oh, Lundstrom, it's terrible football. It's dreadful
You've gotta
football.
laugh at it.
Oh, and it's another bit miss from Ender Stevens, and he recovers at the second attempt. But I tell you what, Rafinha could have got a shot away there because that was missed by Ender, eerily reminiscent of Liverpool, because Ender does miss those balls over the top. He's not great in the air.
No, this is embarrassing to watch, mate, right now.
Well, we've come out of second half like we were 4-0 up the way we're playing.
Yeah. Or 4-0 down.
Yeah, equally. There's 4 goals involved either way. But I have to say, Bielsa, whatever he said via his translator at half-time, it's really got Leeds up for this because they've come out all guns blazing. And, of course, I'm only joking if anyone's going to put in the comments. I know that Bielsa is fluent in English and he does speak to the team in English. The reason he has a translator, Nick, I don't know if you know this, is only when he speaks to the press, is so he can't be misquoted.
Yeah. I've heard that before. Was that on the documentary?
Maybe.
I've heard it somewhere, yeah. Unlucky Didsy going through them, but a great tackling. And I think you're wrong, Hal. I don't think Bielsa has to say anything. I think these Leeds players just have got that passion. They just know the jobs inside and out. And yeah, maybe Bielsa might have said a few things, but it feels like Sheffield United from the last few seasons. But our Sheffield United team doesn't feel like the Sheffield United team of the last few seasons. So it's hard to watch Leeds play.
It is. If I can just defend Sheffield United, this isn't Sheffield United's first 11. We've got so many injuries. And if Leeds had the same amount of injuries and had lost Bielsa 2 games ago, this might be a very, very different game. So, if we take everything into account.
Yeah.
Bamford, chance, good goalkeeping. I think he's hurt himself there, Ramos. He came out with the legs. He was brave. You've got to be as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, very, very good save that. And he's laid down. I'm not sure what he's done. What has he done there? What did he fall on? Did we even see?
I think he probably most likely hurt his shin coming out there. Bamford clearly onside, gets that shot away, and I think maybe Bamford trod on his ankle.
No, I don't think he did. I think he just fell funny on it.
Possibly. We're not going to get a conclusive ankle, but it's a good save. I mean, Ramsdale last quarter of the season has been brilliant.
Yeah, he has. It's been excellent. It's good to see because however many people give him stick, nobody actually wants to see him do badly, do they? Nobody wants to see that.
Well, not a true blade. You're not a true blade if you want any Sheffield United player, apart from Lundstrom, to fail. And then we're only saying that because Lundstrom doesn't want to play for the club that we love. This is not a personal thing with Lundstrom. He has turned down a very good contract. And we don't know the ins and outs, but it probably would have made him one of the highest paid players at the club. And a lot of us watching now would play for free. I know he's a professional footballer, so it's his job, but he's not going to be out of pocket. He's not going to be in the poorhouse if he'd signed that deal at a great club. My decision, my opinion, I should say.
No, you bang on, mate. You absolutely bang on. And
Rafinha, poor pass.
He's not very good. If any Leeds fan coming down, I'm saying, he's not very good. They're going to think I'm mean that as well.
We might get more viewers, actually, if people go, hey, you got to listen to this Muppet.
Yeah, exactly. Muppet from Sheffield.
Jags in goal if Ramos gets injured, or would you bring on League One Wes?
Probably Jags.
Yeah, Jags in goal. Agreed. And
I'd rather Ben Osborne in net than League One West.
Ben Osborne, we need him for the goals, mate. We can't put him in.
That's true.
Yeah, he's our main goal threat in this game. We're not seeing any of this ball, are we?
No, not really. And just as you say that, we get it back. But how long are we going to keep it for?
Lundstrom on the ball. Chance to find Didsy, which he does with the superb pass. Good header back.
Header.
This is it now into the box. Oh, it's a cross that's blocked and it'll be a corner. John Fleck getting that ball in on 61.05 if you're trying to keep up with us.
Yeah, it was everything was brilliant there, wasn't it? What a ball from Lundstrom as well. And Didsy knew what he had to do then, and that was a great header, but poor ball from Fleck.
You summed it up. Everything was great there. That was just superb football all round.
Saying that, though, from Fleck, that was on, I think it was Bogle's toe. If it had gone through the Leeds player's legs, which it happens from time to time, that'd have been on his toe. So it wasn't a terrible ball.
On this left-hand side, Ollie Norwood will whip his corner in. It's a poor corner. Meslier will take it. Really easy. And now look at the way that Leeds attack from goal, their own goal. They roll it out. They don't kick it long. And here's a chance with 3-on-2. Can they get a shot away? Yes, they can, but it's blocked. And then given straight back, there was a chance to get that clear and not taken. Here's Alioski, blocked again. That was a really good block from Ethan Ampadu. and Alioski will get that shot in and fall back.
How do we just give it him straight back?
Terrible,
in our
terrible.
18-yard box. It is painful to watch Phil Whelan. It is, mate. The defend. I think Bogle did really well here, not diving in.
It's Ampadu there, though. First time Ampadu does really poorly. Then Ampadu does really well with that fantastic block. But
if you watch Stevens, they've got the ball on the edge of the box, just about to pass it, and Stevens looks at Ampadu like that, like about to have a go at him. And it's like, they've got the ball in our box.
Yeah,
Head on it.
I'm not blaming Ampadu at all. I think he's had a really good game since coming on. His passing's been a bit wayward, but his defending has been fantastic.
Yeah, but that was a bit shocking.
Yeah,
a
little bit shocking, but good block in the end from Amps. Here's Lundstrom in the centre circle on 63. Sorry, I'm wishing my life away. Ampadu with a chance to take a man on, beats Rafinha because he's got all the skill, and then Didsey takes a touch after letting Phillips come to him. Ampadu trying to get into the box. He does get into the box, lays it off to John Fleck, who needs to start playing a little bit like the John Fleck of old. Does. It's a great ball in. Bogle, this will be a wonderful goal, and it's blocked.
Oh, that was great. That was really, really good.
63-10. What a chance. Great football from Bogle, looking like a Brazilian Ronaldo in the box.
Do you know what, though? It always looks great in the box, doesn't it? It's like he's a striker.
Ailing, getting back.
Look at this. Just getting away from his man. This guy's a right back by trade. And that was going in that. I'm not sure.
Alioski, if Alioski doesn't get that, if Ailing doesn't get that foot in, because he'd already skinned Alioski, that's going in. We're bringing on the pacer, Burke.
Yeah, but we do it every time. Oh, Buckman in.
Oh, not a bad cross, but the referee said he's seen something he doesn't like. Probably McBurney, knowing him.
But Hal, we do this every time with Burke. We should be playing him from the start. When we are struggling, when we are backs against the wall, we always bring him on when we're losing. And all the teams have to do is just sit a little bit deeper. And Burke's, but there's no point in being on the pitch because
you're right, because you want to have him on when you're under the cosh, and then break and hit them on the break. We're not hitting teams on the break now. We need to go in the ascendancy and force the issue. I understand completely what you're saying. Bigger point though, that hoodie that JT Tingle. JT Hammer, JT Tingle. I was thinking of calling him after the. Okay, fine. JT Hammer's wearing. Once again, that hoodie is absolutely fantastic. Still, no one has gifted me that, so I'll just keep mentioning it.
It's not on, mate. It's not on. And if someone wants to give us, I'm thinking it's probably knowing Sheffield United club shop. It's about 75 quid. So if you want to give us 150 quid, actually no, 300 quid because YouTube will take 50% of it. So 300 quid. If anyone wants to give us 300 quid, me and Hal will be wearing them, and we'll have your initials, whoever you are, on the
nice.
JT Hammer top. There you go.
Patrick Banford's off for a Foffy coffee, and on is Rodrigo. Shocking haircut number 6 on the Leeds United team.
It looked a bit like, I only saw it for a second, but it looked a bit like a mullet, a little bit like a curly mull.
A curly mull. Who's getting the haircut in lockdown? Because it does seem to be every professional footballer.
Yeah, I know. They've all got wives that are hairdressers or trained as hairdressers themselves.
Yep. So interesting to see that the changes have both been made by each side, and not perhaps the changes that we would have made. Off Ollie Norwood, on Ollie Burke. Ollie Burke. Ole, 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 ole. Ollie Burke. Ollie Burke.
Can you hear it? Do we sound like we're in time? Because we do in my ears.
Yeah, that was really beautiful. I think a lot of people will want that on CD.
on tape. On cassette.
Yeah. I swallowed that down the wrong way.
You're right.
Yeah. Fleck with a free kick, 66 minutes. Not a bad ball in. You know, you felt like that could have fallen somewhere but it didn't. And Tyler Roberts getting back and getting that big clearance in. Why is Lundstrom still on the pitch? A question that I think is going to be asked and has been asked in a lot of games. Do please give this a like. We are trying to get to 12k subscribers as well. Is our mission for the 3rd of April. If you're watching this and you haven't yet subscribed, please do.
Absolutely. And I'm going to check the subscribers just to make sure we've got another 4. Oh, we're 9 away now. 9 away.
Everyone that subscribed today, I absolutely love you. Those of you that have been subscribed for longer, I love you more. It is 2-1 to Leeds. Another little glimpse there of that lovely hoodie by JT Hammer. Corners 5 now for Sheffield United, only 4 for Leeds, as you know. The best team always has the most corners. Ball in from Fleck, near post. It's going to be cleared by Rodrigo, the first man. And Leeds have a chance to break now. Ball played forward. Looking like Ramsdale will have that all day long.
Man like Rammers. I don't know why I say man like. I just do it all the time and I sound like a right idiot.
I don't know if you've seen on Netflix, there is a mafia series, like a gangster series set in, I think it's Rome, called Subura.
No, not seeing it.
Blood on Rome. Basically, one of the main characters in that has got the same haircut as Rodrigo.
Oh, right, okay. Fair play, mate. I thought you were going to say something relating to Sheffield United, but
no.
as Hal loves Leeds United more than Sheffield United, obviously it was going to be about Leeds.
Right,
Absolutely,
I just quote what you said yesterday. I throw you under the bus. Ball played on the right-hand side to Bogle, 68-12. Bogle always does something good. Even when it's bad, it finds McBurney. Good skill, gets a chip in. Nah, he's never going to score like that.
What is he doing?
He's reading comics if he thinks he's going to beat Melier.
He's reading comics. Gary Goals. Do you know who Gary Goals is?
I don't, but I love it already.
You'll have to have a look after the stream.
I watch Roman-based mafia Netflix series. Clearly, I've not got the same interests. Oh, is that handball? Burke trying to just nick it over the top of Liam Cooper?
Could have been.
Well, not even going to see a replay. Amazon Prime.
Bloody Amazon Prime.
More like an Amazon
Prime.
Prime.
No, it's an attacking midfielder. And, he's gone down with holding his face. Yeah, that's fine. Ref, don't worry about it. He's only got a head injury. It's fine. It's only a Sheffield United player.
Yeah, that was an Amazon crime. Bogle on 69.06. If you want to keep up with us, don't forget to like and subscribe. Salioski there swings his arm. I think he knew what he was doing there as well.
I think it was a straight elbow, wasn't it? Not an actual elbow. A straight. Oh, it's a forearm in the face. I don't think it's a red, but you got to say it's a foul at least.
Yeah. Natalie Martin's asking, why can't we show the pitch and the players? It would cost quite a bit. We don't have the rights to the Premier League.
I don't think we could even buy it. Let's be honest.
This is a fans channel where the only money we make is what you donate to us. So
pretty much.
And the moment we've had £4.99. So I think that the Premier League rights at the moment, Nick, they're more than £4.99, aren't
they? Just a little bit
for a season.
And if we got at least 300 quid, we'd be buying JT Hammer hoodies, wouldn't we? We wouldn't be paying for the rights.
So unfortunately, whilst we actually could put the game on this screen here, Nick and I have done that when we've not been live, but we'd get banned. So unfortunately, we can't do it. We would, Natalie, I promise you, if we could, we would, but we can't afford it. So we'll make do.
Yeah. It's against Chris's point. It's against the law. That is actually true. We don't want to be felons, do we, Hal?
No, we don't. Jay said, if we were to sign in the summer, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a difficult question, as we've not watched a lot of Championship football. And I think that's what we like to do.
I think our manager who comes in will not be from these shores and will more likely bring in players from overseas. I think Koulibaly will come back from Beerschot. He's been a sensation. Attacking midfielder, very exciting. If he's had the requisite number of points to qualify for a work permit. But yeah, that's what I think. We don't need to make too many signings. We've already seen a concussion for Baldock, and Jayden Bogle at the moment could be another player that's very, very shaky on his feet.
Yeah, he looks all over the place, don't they? They've both got him round the arm.
Looks like me on my stag do.
He's all over the place, it seems. I
don't know
if they
player that, like, if you'd said to me pre-game, who's the one player you don't want to lose in this match?
Ollie McBurney.
It'd be Ollie McBurney, then it'd be Lundstrom.
Yeah, and then the bucket.
And then, no, obviously it'd be Bogle. I think Bogle would have to be, for me, because he's been our signing of the season at the moment, he's the player that looks the most threatening going into the box. That's a touch from Ollie McBurney.
Our MVP. Deary me. So Rhian Brewster's coming on now. Hopefully a bit of pace, bit of trickery, can get his first goal. That'd be good, wouldn't it, for him? In a Yorkshire derby, his first goal. But we do say this every single time we see Ryan Brewster, and every time we've come away and he's not scored. So fingers crossed for him.
You're right. Birthday weekend. This is it. This is the moment. Bogle-off, of course, not happy with that. He doesn't look well, and I wish him a quick recovery. So Jayden Bogle-off, Ryan Brewster on. What will this mean for?
Four at the back?
I was about to say, does this mean 4 at the back? Does it mean Burke getting a chance to play more in his favoured right midfield position, or are we going to stick that many up front that we've got? Burke.
No, he's certainly there. Did you see him then? He's on the right hand side. But Burke, look, he's down here.
This is good. Maybe
he playing right. He might be playing right wing back.
I was about to say he's playing right wing back. At the moment, he's playing centre back. But yeah, he played right wing back when he was on loan at Alaves, or as we call him on this channel, Halaves. So he has played there before. He played over 30 games at right wing back. So he's going to be absolutely fine. He'll be accustomed. And you might think, Alaves, it's not the same as the Premier League. Well, it's still a very high standard. And the Spanish league is brilliant. It's arguably better than the Premier League in some respects.
I didn't think that what's his name, Alan Partridge, was a Sheffield United fan.
Well, he's not. He probably supports Norwich, but that was nothing like Alan Partridge. How very dare you?
Oh well, I don't want to see Burke at right wing back. In all honesty, I want to see him attacking. We are losing after all.
We have attacked already with our left wing back, who scored. I have no problem with Burke playing right wing back.
But we've not seen him play at right wing back for us yet, so hopefully he does get forward a lot.
Let's see it. I think it'll be better. He's not a striker, Nick.
I want to see him playing on the right wing, if all honesty. But it might be playing on the right wing as a right wing back, if you like. I
do like Brewster beating himself and then fouling. Oh dear, that was not good.
Oh god.
Oh, I like that, Chris. Brewster's hoodies for everybody. That would be fantastic. I'm not on my own here, am I? That's a lovely hoodie. The club shop are missing a massive trick because I don't think they sell that hoodie, and it's a beauty.
It's going to be about £75, though, isn't it?
You keep saying that. That's in the sale.
Yeah, that's the true story. I bought a few more bits and bobs from the Easter sale as well.
Yeah, I've bought so much from the shop this season, and I don't know why, because they don't deserve my money.
No, they don't. Not at all. Not at all. Sheffield United Football Club, terrible people. I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah, he's just joking. He's just
Can we
having a laugh.
Can we just keep having a laugh? Because I don't really want to talk sensible in this game, because I don't want to see us lose this game.
Gallows
humour. By the looks of it right now, we are going to lose it.
It's what gets you through these dark times. It's been a truly awful season. The only thing that's, I think, a shining light, a tiny bit of something we can hold on to, is it's inevitable, so it's far less painful. You have so much longer to process the grief. For me, far bigger than relegation is losing Chris Wilder.
I agree, but got to move on, haven't we? Got to move on.
Absolutely. Here is Alioski. I've seen a lot more of him in this second half with his trusty left foot. Not a left back, but he's become a very good one. Rafinha, even when he messes up, he manages to keep the ball. Back to Alioski there. They've created quite a nice partnership. Alioski likely to leave. Rumours that he's going to Galatasaray, of course, have gone down about as well as a fight in a spacesuit with Leeds United fans.
Question for that on that, Hal. Alioski, is he someone that Leeds are going to miss?
Yeah, he is, and I don't know who they'll replace him with. I think they'll have to go out and sign someone. Of course, they've got options. They've got players, of course, injured at the moment. They've got a very good player in Ben White. Can operate anywhere across that back line. We'll see.
Ben White? I thought he was at Brighton. Ben White's at Brighton, isn't it?
He is at Brighton. He was on loan at Leeds last season. You know what? I'm not a Leeds fan.
Come on, Hal. You've been on all Leeds TV enough. Is Ender Stevens going to get this? Cross it, man.
Oh,
you could see that coming a mile away. He had to put it in the box or he would have lost it. And he did.
Heavy touch. Yeah.
Oh, do we
think wait. That... You wait. I reckon Leeds will sign Ben White off season.
I like that from Chris. And I did the reading again. Yeah, I did do the reading again. What I was going to say, sorry, I missed. What did you say before, Hal?
Well, I just Googled Ben White, and there is a transfer rumour that he's going to leave Brighton. So, could go to Leeds.
It could and probably will go to Leeds.
And then, probably should. Wow, Egan sighting. McBurney off. Is that the change you'd have made?
Yeah, I definitely replace Ollie McBurney with Egan up front because I think Egan's got more chance of scoring.
How many goals has McBurney got this season?
I was going to say less than Egan, but I don't think Egan scored this season, has he? I think he's only got one against Everton. Has he got another?
I can't think.
Oh, Ethan Ampadu with a brilliant tackle there. Oh, it was Egan, wasn't it? Oh, and Rammers has decked it. Love that.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. Leeds start by rolling the ball out, and we just thump it long. And, of course, possession is often given back in that instance.
Yeah, definitely, mate, definitely. But I'm like, Jags playing at right centre-back now. Didn't think that would happen. I thought Egan would have gone to right centre-back rather than Jags, because Jags, we all know, doesn't have the pace he used to have.
Yeah, but in his old days, he used to play right back, right centre-back, centre midfield, goalkeeper. He can do it all.
He can do. Brilliant professional.
Yep, and he looks like he scored the winning goal as we approach 78:05. It's not been a game to remember. I'm not buying the highlights DVD of this. I'm saving that money for JT Hammer's hoodie.
Yep. What I was going to say was, even though I want Egan back, 100% want him to play centre-back all the rest of the season, if this is the last time we see Jags because Egan is back and he's scored an own goal, that will be very, very depressing for the lad because he doesn't deserve that. He's a legend.
He is a legend. I think he'll be remembered as a legend, even though some of the things he's actually done in his Blades career are big things that have gone wrong.
Let's just think about all the poor. Oh, that's a brilliant tackle there from. Is that Jags? Not sure, but it's hard to talk about things because it's constantly coming back and forth, and oh god, some really poor passes here, really poor from both sides. And Lunny's doing well. Lunny's done, better than England's Calvin Phillips there. Yeah. What I was going to say was, all these players that we remembered, like Brian Dean came back the third time and he was really poor. We don't remember him for the third time, do we? Marcus Ben came back really poor. We don't remember him for that. We remember him for the good times. Marcus Ben was unplayable. BT, another one. We never remember him for the final
John Arley. Wayne Quinn.
Yeah. I know. That's it.
Actually, I don't want to bash Wayne Quinn. He's probably watching.
For his brilliant times.
Yeah, exactly. Right, free kick on the right-hand side. On 80 minutes, it's Lundstrom who delivers. It's beaten no one. It's not beaten the first man. And then Lundstrom not winning that second ball. Here's a chance for Rafinha. Is he going to break my heart on 80:06? Ball across the box. Shot away. On the right hand. Oh, right-footed.
I'm not having this anymore.
Dallas, daisy cutter.
Ampadu absolutely breaking his neck to get back there. Overtook Lundstrom. Look where he is compared with Lundstrom. And look at Lundstrom. Look at him jogging. And look at Ampadu. Look at the difference between them two. Now, that has really got on my nerves. I'm sorry for shouting then.
Threw himself at it, didn't he, Amps, to try. He didn't get anything on it, but he tried. And Brewster also jogged a long way back. And Brewster was one of the last men.
That is embarrassing from Lundstrom. Just rewatch that, please, Sheffield United coaching staff, and don't let him play again.
I think you could argue, if you were trying to defend Lundstrom, he's been on 81 minutes and he'll be more fatigued than Purdue and Brewster, but I would say he should have been substituted. I would like to have seen Ndiaye I'd like to have seen Ndiaye start, and I don't think Lundstrom should be starting. But the fact that he has, I'd like to have seen him substituted and Ndiaye given a chance to shine. Because I saw Ndiaye, I know it's a totally different competition, but for the under-23s, he's an absolute star. And he's got, I think, a bright future.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Did well as well when he came on, against Leicester in a game that was already gone. If you throw in a youngster in a game like this, in a derby, and let's say they play well, and let's say best case scenario, they score, that'll just give them such confidence. They'll go on from that buoyed and I think go on to have a really good Blades career, because actually a lot of it's how you start with a football club.
I think you could probably say, if I'm not wrong, that David Brooks' first goal was against Leeds.
Little left-footed into the far corner, 2-1 at Elland Road.
I think so.
Ball swung in, poor corner,
Shocking.
easy to
Shocking.
defend, very bad from Lundstrom. And now a chance for Leeds to break. This is now 3-on-2. Awful
That's
corner.
offside. That's offside.
But that is a poor pass, and Leeds will look back on that later and say that was a missed opportunity. But
They've
United,
had a few of them, haven't they? They've had a few of them in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Sheffield United are still in this game. Leeds have had a lot more of the ball, but they've not really looked like carving us open. And had it not been for an own goal, this would still be 1-1.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But saying if it wasn't for them carving us open sounds a bit like, they deserve to be in front because they've carved us open. But,
Didsey going to get that second ball. Looks like a foul to me. Referee says no chance.
No, I think he was just a bit stronger there. I think he might have been a bit off balance there, Didsey, because it was pushed over quite easily.
Hadley makes a good point about Ampadu. Would you like to see Ethan Ampadu with us in the Championship next season?
Yeah, I would do. I think he'd be brilliant in the Championship, but I can't see it. I think he'll be loaned out to someone who just got promoted or a mid to bottom half of the table Premier League team.
Your Brentfords, your Norwiches, your Villas.
Your Villas, absolutely. Yeah, you're right, mate. You're right. You're right to pluralise all those names as well.
I think Brewster could have done a bit more there. There's a bit of a watching brief going on from our strikers when I'd like to see a lot more closing down, but he's probably still tired from tracking back. And here's a chance for... actually, I thought that a little bit of a heavy touch there. Looks like he's gone down.
Who is that? Clemson.
Number
it's
15, Phil Jagielka looked like he might have taken a bit of a touch there that was slightly untoward. But, we've not been great in this game. We've created 7 efforts on goal, but only really looked like scoring one of them. And maybe Rhian Brewster can get that birthday goal with a sloppy pass from Rhian.
Shocking, mate. Shocking. Really poor. And
so
I think... Go on, sorry, Matt.
Who's been your man of the match if you were to pick one at this stage?
It's really difficult to pick someone.
Pick one for Leeds.
Pick one for Leeds.
Lundstrom?
9 of them? All right, okay, yeah. The Bucket.
The Bucket's had an outstanding game. That's definitely a free kick.
Is the Bucket even in play today?
I've not seen the Bucket, and I think that's been a shame. Let us know in the comments if you can pick anyone as a shining light for Sheffield United in this match as we approach 85 minutes, 2-1 Leeds.
Can we say Benny Osborne, maybe? Obviously, he got the goal, and normally the player who scores the goal or the winning goal or anything in the game normally gets it. And I think he deserves it because he's been brilliant the last few games. When he actually gets a game, he plays well. I don't think he's necessarily been brilliant today, but none of them have really. I think Didsey's done okay.
Didsey's done bits.
Just then. And I think he's got
foul.
To get a free kick.
I thought it was a foul. I think Ramsdale, for me, some great saves, very brave, particularly that one he took with the legs down low, and also making that tremendous save with just the underneath of his knee when we didn't even realise at first looking. So he's done well today for me, Rambers.
Yeah. I didn't. To be honest, I try and think of outfield players more than goalkeepers. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He deserves it. He's made some really, really good saves.
We're on 85-36. If you want to keep up with us, Lundstrom on free kick duties on this right-hand side, 15 yards outside the box. Another dreadful free kick. And a shot from the edge of the box. Ooh.
That looked on target, but the fact that the keeper didn't move a jar, I thought, it can't be.
Had a bit about it, that shot. I don't dislike that. That free kick was absolutely abysmal. That shot from Rhian is fantastic. That's a shot, that.
Yeah, imagine if that had just got in far corner. He didn't look sure, that goalkeeper, did he?
He broke the advertising board as well.
Good. I'm glad. Oh, dear.
Oh, thanks, Michael, saying that we're man of the match. I really appreciate that. Lads of the match.
Yeah, lads of the match.
Yeah, that's a very poor pass from Lundstrom, and Leeds have possession again. We don't need that. We need to find a goal. If we have any interest in not losing a Yorkshire derby to Leeds, then this is the one that we need to win. All right, it's not our main rivals. We know that. And Leeds would say Manchester United are their main rivals. But realistically, Manchester isn't in Yorkshire. So for that reason, this is a Yorkshire derby, and this should be Leeds' main rivals.
Should be, really, shouldn't it? Because they've been nowhere near Man United for a very, very, very long time.
6-2 this season.
Yeah.
Not winning. Winning at Old Trafford isn't for everyone.
Oh, Adam sticking his neck out on the line there. I don't think we should do this because I think I'd lose out most weeks. So let's not have
I don't think we should do it. I don't care if you win all of them. I don't think we should do it anyway because we're not in competition with each other, Nick. We're doing it together.
We are, absolutely, mate.
Probably the reason.
I enjoy it.
Me too. Ball played on the right-hand side. I've not really enjoyed it this season. I tell you when I really enjoyed doing these watch-alongs, pre-season.
Yeah, there's less pressure, isn't there? We just have a laugh. And
we had all the hope.
We're only the Preston game when we threw it away in the last minute. Go on, Berkey boy. Go on, Berkey. Where's he shooting from there for?
Ooh.
But the whole time it looked like he wanted to shoot, and I'm like, I've not seen him hit a good shot all season.
If that advertising hoarding he just hit was the goal, him and Brewster would both have netted.
They would have. That wasn't too far away. It was a clean strike, I think.
It was not a clean strike.
Oh, it wasn't a clean strike.
It was the opposite of a clean strike.
But it was like it was at first sight.
It bobbled so many times. It was a strike. You know, it's about probably what you expect from, for me, a very, very, very talented right winger.
Yeah.
He's not a striker.
Totally. But we haven't even seen him kind of create many chances this season, have we? Because we've not really seen that much of him.
He did it on his own. He built something there, and you fair play, take it on. But Paul Heckingbottom at the moment is a minute in real time away from overseeing 3 defeats and conceding 9.
No, I think it's about 52, something like that, mate.
In 3 games.
I know. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? But at the same time as well, somebody put it in the comments earlier. So sorry for not shouting you out, but somebody put in the comments that's three own goals in 3 games. And it's poor, but at the same time, I think I'm trying to remember the Leicester one.
I gave up on that game. I can't remember.
Oh, it was Ampadu. He stopped Vardy from scoring, wasn't it? So they were all putting the bodies on the line. They weren't poor goals.
Hey, I'm just happy to see goals being scored by a Sheffield United player. And this season, that hasn't happened. Well, we've had 3 games where we have had Sheffield United players scoring goals. Wrong end. But you know what? I remember being 6 years old, I forgot we changed halves at school, and I went and scored an own goal. And it was a belter. Took everyone on. Had all the teachers going, "Hey, you're going the wrong way." It was a great finish.
That sounds like something that you do as well. I love that.
Even when they told me afterwards, I was like, "Good strike, that."
I stuck it on your bag, yeah.
Ball played in, cross come shot, and Melier clutches it to his chest. No real danger there. For Leeds, who do you think's been their best player?
Probably Jack Harrison. Dallas that has got the man of the match, but I think Jack Harrison's been the difference, really.
He has been very, very good.
Set one up. I think Rafinha's been good as well. Really, really good, even though he's not good.
But Harrison, he did live in America, and yet Dallas has an American place as a surname. I don't really know where I was going with that.
Dallas is Northern Irish, you know.
He is.
Or he plays for them. I don't know where he's actually from because a lot of the Northern Irish lads are not really Northern Irish. Like Burnley-born Ollie Norwood.
Ian did the same as me. I'm sure there's other kids that forgot about changing halves when they were young and did score.
I wouldn't have mentioned that.
No, Ian, that's good for you, man. You know what? We're all in this together. We're all Blades. This is a little Blades community where we come together. We can't be at the matches, so this is what we provide for you. It is free. If you do want to donate in the super chat, that would be lovely. The amount of people that do that is almost exclusively non-Blades. We'd love to change that.
We would do. And also, what we'd like to do is hit 12,000 subscribers today, which we are still 9 away. Come on, guys. Help us out. We've literally got 3.5 minutes to get 9 subscribers. So let's see it. Even if you have to set up 9 accounts, do it. Do it for the lads.
I'd rather there was 9 people. Here's a chance, here's a shot, and it's wide. I want 9 people who genuinely don't already subscribe that will then start watching the content because
I want 9 fake accounts, Hal.
Well, I want 9 real people. Nick's happy with the bots from Russia, but I'll tell you what, the amount of effort we put into the content, we give up probably 5 days a week to create stuff. There's a lot that goes on in the background, and a lot of graphics that get made, a lot of Lee Baxter related material that gets chucked around, and it's a slog.
Yeah, but would it have been better just to do a Chris Wilder one? Because that's really, really original.
I'll tell you what, when I do put stuff on Twitter, and sometimes we get negative comments, and here's a chance, by the way, for Leeds with Rafinha, 93 minutes, ball played across the face. Jags puts it wide on this occasion. I don't mind negative comments. What I would say is if we put something up that we're trying to be funny, just think of it like this. If we put something up that's trying to be funny and it makes one person smile, what's the harm? And if you don't find it funny, just move on with your life. Look at something else. We get people commenting saying, that isn't funny. Why? What are these people doing? Well, also, when we do post something funny, comment on that and say, oh, actually, that was pretty good. Let's have it, even-handed.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And like you said earlier on, we do put so much effort into it. So we appreciate those that appreciate us.
Well, my dad always said, if you just make 2 people laugh, you're not very funny.
That was only one there. How does that make you feel?
Bobby in the background was tittering away like a schoolmouse. We've got heavy touch from Ben Osborne. Gives the ball back to Rafinha. Chance for him to get players into the area. There's going to be a shot from the edge. Ramos does well, keeps it cool and calm. Blades have got 1 minute to make something happen here. We're already in the 94th. And it's looking less and less likely with a pass like that from Ben Osborne.
Yeah, you're right, mate. You're right. And I thought he was going to give a foul away then because he bundled straight into Rodrigo. Oh God, it's not good, is it?
It's all those 50-50s have been won by Leeds today. Some of the Sheffield United players have looked up for it, but really it's another game where it's not really that exciting. And we used to be so exciting. And that game you referenced with Brooks was one I was on the edge of my seat for the whole match. And then Basham arriving, exciting football.
Yeah, even when we were under the cosh, like we were in the Basham arriving game, we took our chances when we had them, or that chance. And I know we've scored a goal today, which we've not had many chances. But like you say, it's just not very exciting to watch. And really, this has been very disjointed, very. And when the balls has been won by us in these 50-50s, we give it straight back to them. We're just not confident with the ball. It's just like a flick it somewhere and hopefully it lands to one of our players. And it's just not good enough. And Meslier has just kicked the ball long, and it's going to be the end of the game.
It's one of the first times he's done that, and that's because they recognise clock is ticking, and we do look devoid of attacking ideas. Since we've thrown all these strikers on, we haven't had one clear-cut chance.
No, the best we've had is Bruce, the volley from about 40 yards out.
Oh, thank you, Richard. We adore you. Do love watching and donating to Hal and Nick. Mentioned to Bobby in the background. Thank you very much. 5 of your English pounds. Very, very kind. Let's get some blades doing that as well. And this could be the final nail in the coffin. We're into added on time, deep into it. Referee's going to look at his watch. He's going to blow any second now, and it's going to be a defeat in a Yorkshire derby for Sheffield United. 2-1, an own goal from Phil Jagielka settles it. Over the piece, Leeds with a better side, but I have to say that's a horrible way to lose a derby in an absolutely god-awful season. 8 games of misery still to go, and I cannot wait till it's over.
Yeah, man, it's really poor. The only thing I enjoyed today was us scoring a goal, which doesn't happen every game, does it, mate? So at least we've got that to hold on to. We were able to play the song, which is very nice.
Yep, read that from Phil.
Sorry, I'm not even on it. Cheers for the effort, lads. Give us the alternative donation route again. Google, YouTube is any. Oh, that's very nice, Phil. 1 second, let me find it for you. And if everybody can donate £300, that'd be absolutely brilliant as well.
I mean, I'm happy with whatever. But yes, that'd be better. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. For me, Ramos gets the Blades man of the match. I know he scored an own goal, but Jags is Jags. He didn't mean to do that. It was a case of if he hadn't stuck his foot out there, Rafinha was going to put it in the back of the net anyway. It's a horrible way to lose a game. I'm more concerned about the lack of creation than I am with Jags scoring an own goal. Lundstrom as well, a questionable decision to keep playing him. He didn't have a good game. Fleck as well didn't have a great game, but Fleck, you know that with Fleck, it'll be something like he's got a broken back. That's usually the only reason that Flecky has a poor game. So we're definitely going to give Flecky, plenty of support. He's one of us, and he's come on the journey, and he's not one to weigh. At least 12k subs was a hit. Yeah. Thank you, Stephen. So if you do want to support the channel, Nick has shared.
Yeah. Wait. Did you know that we've hit 12k subs?
Well, Stephen's just told me.
Oh right. Sorry, I thought he said. Sorry. Yeah, it's literally just ticked over to 12k.
Oh, bless you.
Oh,
Alexander, bless you all. If you do want to support the channel with donations, Nick has put a link there. The way that would do it is that will go straight into funding Bobby's education rather than going to Google and YouTube. So if you would like to donate that way, then we would actually be able to help a young man who's got a bright future. And Bobby.
Absolutely.
Here is Captain Kosa, a.k.a. Robert from Ohio.
Yeah, so I just wanted to hop on here. 12K, that is a great accomplishment. I saw that like right as I was clicking. So congrats to you two lads for growing this channel and growing the Sheffield United way community with all the fans. Obviously me and Steve being overseas and a lot of the other overseas blades at the start of the season. You guys gave us a great opportunity to kind of give our voices to the channel in a unique way that a lot of Blades fans haven't been able to do this year because of the lockdown and no fans in the stadium. So thank you guys for that. Just wanted to
thank you. It's even more impressive, I think, with the season we're having.
Yeah, it's probably definitely one of the tougher seasons. Obviously, I'm a newer fan, so I haven't really seen a down year yet. But certainly the growth and the fun that you guys have allowed all the fans to have, despite the poor performances and some of now the off field issues. It's certainly a bright light in a dark season.
Thank you, Robert. That's lovely. And you're part of the channel too, mate. It's not just us that's gained these 12,000 subscribers. It's you as well, mate.
Yeah. I did want to do one quick shout out to Stuart Davis. At the beginning of the stream, he mentioned St. Louis Cardinals. We're 1-0, won our first game against the Reds. So, yeah, that's enough baseball talk. Nick's already shaking his head.
He's gone.
He's gone.
I'm joking.
Hey, the Seattle Mariners started that incredible winning streak and then lost again last night. So 1-1. Yeah, it's going to be a long season for the Mariners, I fear.
I'm trying to find if anybody's donated, but it's not showing me right now. So it's not saying that nobody has. I'm just trying to give shout outs to people that have. So yeah, sorry, I'm still looking.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. But to thank you genuinely, all of you that have stuck with us through this watch along, but other watch alongs, do please tell other people. We want to try and build this up. We want to get more people in these watch alongs because, of course, we give up our entire afternoon for this. And I mean, my wife hates it, so that'd be wonderful. So, what have you made then of that game, Robert? That was a really interesting, certainly end of the first half, but arguably not an interesting 90 minutes as a Blade.
Yeah, obviously halftime, I think we were all buzzing a little bit. Osborne getting a goal, thinking maybe if we can hold some defensive shape. We looked like we had at least a few attacks in us in that second half, but obviously the own goal right away just kind of put a damper on those spirits. And then, yeah, the next 10 minutes after that own goal just didn't look confident at all. I thought Leeds were going to grab another goal in there for sure. Lundstrom, very poor today. Minus, ironically, the last 5-10 minutes of the game, he was actually putting in some effort. As soon as Nick called him out for not running back after that free kick, I thought he actually was good running forward. It's really that defensive effort that we're lacking from Lundstrom. Fleck was non-existent. He didn't really show up today. And to Stevens, I much preferred Osborne on that wing. I think at the end, Enda was on the left wing, and just he is not as good as he was last year. So, and I think we saw that from most of the key players that we've seen in the past. It just wasn't. We're just not the same team. Whether it's a mental game, whether it's just everybody physically tired from getting battered, goal after goal, game after game, something's not clicking, and it's whether it's we need to give young players a chance, whether we need to just put our heads down, get through the year, and then reset next year. I don't know what the answer is, but it just the team hasn't been looking the same, and it's been the case all season.
Yeah, completely, mate. I just want to touch on what you said about Lundstrom as well. It feels like he's a kid playing football, because we all loved running forward and trying to score a goal, but no one wants to run back and defend. And as a professional footballer that plays kind of as box-to-box midfielder, you've got to do both. And it just feels like he can't be bothered. And he wants all the glory, but none of the he doesn't want to do anything for the team, sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's actually interesting. I'm just thinking about it now. When you had our normal starting lineup last year, Lundstrom could attack, he could go forward, and he could just be a pressure on the back line of other teams' defenses, because you had Baldock on the right wing who could defend well. You had Basham who could come back and defend well. So you had two defenders on that right wing with Lundstrom. So I think that's why he was effective. This year, and especially the last couple of weeks, we've had Baldock and Bogle. And anytime we've seen Bogle play out there, Bogle also has that attacking mindset. And I would rather him be going forward and attacking, which means Lundstrom needs to be defending. And he just isn't. That's just not his mentality. So that might be why there's some of these struggles, is just the fact that those players that are with him now this season, especially in the recent couple months, just aren't the same. It's not the same defensive mentality where he can be the attacker and, constant pressure. It's now Bogle needs to be doing that. And so maybe that's part of the reason, is just the composition of the players on that right side.
Can we just look at this comment from Michael Lewis, who says, I would rather watch my own mother fall down a flight of concrete steps than Lundstrom in the midfield. Nick, would you rather watch Michael Lewis's mother fall down a flight of concrete steps?
I don't think so, but it's Michael Lucas as well. Give him a
Lucas. Michael Lewis wrote Moneyball, didn't he?
I wouldn't, but if he said John Lundstrom, not John Lundstrom, I might have. I'm joking. I'm sorry.
By the way, Nick, I don't know what you've done to your camera,
spelling.
but it's definitely an improvement.
Oh, it's gone. Second. Where's
What's he doing? What is he doing? It's Robert. I have to work with these amateurs. And
I know.
Oh, get away! You said that because you were trying to say it behind my back, didn't you? I know your game, Hal. Tried to say it behind my back. Disgusting. Actually, let's just me and you, Robert. Just me and you. I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to not do that anymore. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, is there anything to hope for, Robert? Rest of the season, we've got 8 games left. It's realistically relegation. West Brom's result as well today doesn't really help us.
Yeah, I think the only thing we can go out and look at is that a lot of the fixtures that we have left are winnable games. So we should at least be trying to. I mean, okay, last season they would have been winnable games. I'll correct my statement there. But no, it's just teams that we should be competing against, that we should be able to put performances in against. So I think the hope is that we can do that. And if we can grab some wins, grab some draws before we go down, I think that's the best we can hope for. I think I'm on the band or the train of let's get some young players in. Let's see what other people can do. Although I made a comment during the stream. I can't see dropping Didsey. Just every game he's out there, he's doing something special. So it's hard for me to say like play young lads, play like Brewster and Burke up top, and then be like, but wait, now I don't have Didsey. So I'm conflicted on the strikers, but everywhere else in the midfield and the defense, give somebody a shout. I've watching the highlights of the development teams. I think it's Zach Brunt with like just dimes across the field. He should be getting a shout. Yes. So the players like that, that's probably what we got to hope for.
Just to let you know, the fixtures coming up, Nick, I'll do it the way you like. You've got your Arsenals, your Wolves, your Brightons, your Tottenhams, your Palaces, your Evertons, your Newcastles, your Burnleys.
There you go. I like that you threw me under the bus again.
I'm not throwing you under the bus.
I'd never do that to you.
I think it's
never
funny.
do that to you,
I think it's funny pluralising everything, and I'm going to keep doing it. But I'd like to see Ndai get more game time. It's interesting that Frankie Maguire has been dropped back to the under-18s. So you think he's maybe now not as on the fringes of the first team. Hackford has been given first team minutes, but is now again back with the under-18s, him and Jefferson up front. It's interesting the way that they're utilising these youngsters and giving them minutes in the under-18s, under-23s, on the bench in the first team, back to the under-23s, in some cases, back to the under-18s. Really hard for us to know who's actually ready and how you tell as a coach, because they're playing against other children, really, as some of them are, and young men in the under-23s case. Very, very hard to tell if they're ready for the step up to what is the Premier League. And when a lot of these youngsters would have joined our youth setup, we'd have been, in some cases, a League One team.
That is such a great point, because like Jason the Knowledge said, we are behind a lot of clubs. A lot of clubs that are lower than us in senior football are actually further in front of us in the youth setups, because I can't remember what he said we were, what band we were, but we're definitely trying to improve that. But we're not close to your Man Cities, your Man United. Sorry, I won't do that again. But yeah, like you say, they could be not good enough for this level. It's bloody Premier League. The players that we've got, the senior players that we've got, aren't good enough for the Premier League. So it's hard to say.
I saw Harrison Neal, the captain of the under-23s, have an absolutely fantastic game against QPR, and I thought, he looks brilliant. He's got everything in that engine room that you would look for. But I've got no idea. I've seen him 190 minutes against a team that I also have no idea how good they are. I don't know how good QPR's under-23s are. They might be rock bottom, of their respective league. I just don't really follow it enough. So it's so difficult to have any idea.
Think about it this way. Just think about it this way, right? The FA Cup, the FA Youth Cup final team in 2011 that had Harry Maguire in it. Other than Harry Maguire, half of those players are in non-league now, and they were supposed to be the bright future, not of Sheffield United, but of England, because they were in the final of the FA Youth Trophy. So really, that just says it all, doesn't it? Most of the players aren't going to make it.
We should do a video on that.
Yeah, maybe we should.
We'll do a video on that. It's a good idea. I keep coming up with these. They're just.
Oh, that's not on that, Hal. That is not on.
But, I try and keep. Nick tries to keep up, but a lot. They just fall to me. I'm a creative genius. What can I say?
I'll let that one slide for once.
Nick,
let's say if we're looking for video ideas, I've got a whole notebook of those. So I'll shoot some your way.
Nick has come up with that Youth Cup idea already. I
think they kind of guessed that from my reaction there, but I weren't going to throw you under the bus. Unlike you.
It'll be a great video. And Robert, I know you don't know a lot about. I don't think anyone does the new manager situation, and realistically, we've probably got to get used to calling him a new head coach, because that's the future, kids. But rumours abound that it's going to be a slightly unknown, a name that perhaps we're not familiar with, from a league we're perhaps not familiar with. How do you feel about that? Are you okay seeing a name that you don't necessarily know anything about?
Yeah, I mean, besides probably, the couple Premier League managers who have recently either been relegated or sacked, those are probably the only names I personally know. So almost any choice would be an unknown for me. And I honestly don't know, like, if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but clearly Chris Wilder did great things to bring us from League One to the Premier League, and a great finish last year in the top half. But you saw this year that when adaptation needed to be made with injuries and some poor performances, the changes weren't being made. So whether that's purely on Wilder, whether that's something the board and the chairman, the Prince, that something they had to contribute with, I think an unknown manager might have a leg up in that department, because they can make changes. They can kind of go back to, here's the people I was given, and this is what we can work with, or they can bring in new faces and try to change a different formation, or bring in some overseas players, because it really is a very almost like a local team, Sheffield United, with players from the UK primarily featuring. So it would be interesting. I personally wouldn't mind an unknown, because then obviously expectation management, we don't get all our hopes up thinking that we're going to have an immediate must return to the Premier League. So there's some positives and negatives to an unknown for sure.
Well, an unknown could be the best manager in the world because they're an unknown. That's the exciting side of it. And we might, discover the next Sir Alex Ferguson. With a known quantity, you kind of do already know what you're going to get. So I'm very open to an unknown, and I will back the Prince and our owners with whomever they decide, because what other choice do we have? I want Sheffield United to win games and be successful. And if I choose to go with a positive attitude, I think it's more likely that will happen.
Certainly.
Nick?
Speaking the truth. Love it. Yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. And I think if we did bring in someone like Jokanovic, and he's got the CV to take us straight back up, after 5-6 games, if we're not doing too well, like, it could be an Adkins situation again. And we don't want that, because Adkins had a brilliant CV of taking teams, like getting teams promoted, really. Yeah. And it didn't work out. And we don't want to put kind of all our eggs in one manager's basket. And if this guy, we're giving him kind of a plan, letting him kind of decide a plan going forward, that's absolutely fine with me. Let's get kind of it's really the Prince's decision as well, isn't it? And I know the Prince was here when Chris Wilder was brought on board, but it doesn't smell of a Prince's appointment, does it, Chris Wilder? You'd think that would have come from Kevin McCabe at the time. But the Prince is taking us in a different direction, it seems, and I'm all for it. Let's get on it. Let's get on the hype trade. Choo-choo.
Well, I think that's a great place to leave it. I like a positive ending on what's been a really, it's a bad day to be a Blade, and we've seen too many of them.
Absolutely. So shall we say goodbye there?
Just a reminder that Nick will be back doing a match reaction where he will be, I imagine, using the word Muppets repeatedly for views.
I'm not going to be singing Leeds are falling apart again this time, though. So,
probably a good idea, yeah.
We'll leave it at that. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being here. We really appreciate it, as always. We've had lots of great comments. We've had, we've hit over 12,000 subscribers, haven't we, Hal? That's great. So we're very, very happy about that. And I will see you in 15, 20 minutes' time, something like that, for a match reaction. So, yeah, we'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.